Good evening, hockey fans, and what is going on? It is, as always, your host Neil Villapiano. Alongside, I got somebody doing this game with me tonight. It's with great pleasure to welcome on a first timer, Mr. Tyler Bell, one of the hosts of Keeping Up with the Krakens, which covers the Seattle Kraken here on the Hockey Podcast Network. And welcome to another exciting live watch along right here on the Hockey Podcast Network tonight. We have a matchup of two of the top players in the National Hockey League. That's Alexander Ovechkin, the Great Eight, against Connor McDavid as the Washington Capitals travel to Alberta to take on the Edmonton Oilers. And there could potentially be some history being made in this one. This live watch along and everything we do here at the Hockey Podcast Network are sponsored by the awesome people at DraftKings Sportsbook. When you sign up for DraftKings, make sure to use our promo code in the bottom right corner, THPN. And always, guys, our streams are comment driven. So if you have a question, comment, score prediction, anything like that, share it here on the chat and we'll share it here on the stream. And if you do subscribe, and if you're new and you do subscribe, let us know in the chat so we can shout you out here on stream. And also, you don't have to, but it's always appreciated. We do allow donations as well. All donations go back to hosts like myself and my good buddy Tyler here. And we appreciate all of that 100%. First and foremost, before we get to some of the comments, and there's a lot here, Tyler, it's a pleasure to meet you, my friend. My first question to you right away is, how you feeling about doing your first live watch along?
Oh man, I'm excited. I'm excited for it, Neil. And thank you. That's a huge intro you had going on there. So congrats to that.
It's my specialty that everybody grows accustomed to hearing when I do these things.
I love it. It was great. And I can already see by the comments. Thank you for the fellow people who are already saying hello to me. I appreciate that. And yes, I am a Seattle Kraken fan officially now, but my roots go back to growing up outside of Ottawa, Ontario. So big Sens fan as well, but I had the opportunity to take over and become a Seattle Kraken fan as well and run a podcast. So that's been pretty awesome. But yeah, this is an exciting game, Neil. I'm excited to be a part of it. We could be seeing history. So I am really looking forward to that if it does happen. So this will be a good one.
And to give you guys some context of what we're talking about, Alexander Ovechkin comes into tonight's game with 766 career goals. He got two last night in the win over the Calgary Flames. If he gets at least one tonight, he will officially move past Jaromir Jagr for third all-time on the NHL's career goals list. He does have some work to make up to get to Gordie Howe, who's number 2 on the list at 801. But he'll be looking to be officially the third highest scorer in NHL history if he gets one tonight. And he's got an interesting matchup against two of the top players in the NHL, and that is Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid, or Connor McNuggets, as I like to call him. But it should be an interesting matchup. Not if you're a fan of goaltending. I would not necessarily say that. Both teams certainly need some goaltending help here, Tyler. There's no question about it. But let's get to some comments here. It's our good buddy Jacob, who's always in the chat. Good to see you, Jacob. Hope you're doing well. He's going to go with the Caps to win this one tonight by the score of 4-3 in overtime. Andy, a.k.a. Front Row Productions, huge Capitals fan. I'm sure he's thrilled to be hanging out with us tonight. He says, oh, yes, Jacob voted for the Caps. Hashtag all caps. Ish is in the chat. He's going go Caps 5-0. So we got, that's a bold, that's a bold pick there, Isha. My good buddy Andrew in the chat saying, real deal, Neil. Good to see you, Andrew. Hope you're doing well today. What's going on, Andy? Everyone's saying hello to Tyler as well, except Jacob, who's not happy that there's a Seattle fan in here. Well, you know what, Jacob, you're going to deal with it. You're going to deal with it, and you're going to be seeing a lot more of my friend Tyler down the road, as Andy says. Hello, Mr. Bell. So is that are we gonna call you that now, Tyler? We're just gonna call you Mr. Bell, like a school teacher?
Whatever works. We could go with whatever works. So I'm cool with it. So yeah.
And then Andy right after that says, oh wait, it's a Kraken fan. So I mean, come on. So I know Jacob's gonna be thrilled.
Wearing the Kraken hat. So
there you go, showing support to the team.
Represent.
You got a Devils fan and a Kraken fan covering a Capitals Oilers game. So you're getting a very interesting duo here for this one. How does it feel, y'all, to be almost worse than the Yotes and Habs? I guess, Jacob, that was directed. It was probably directed at both of us, considering both of our teams are towards the bottom. And I'll say this right now. We just came back from the Devils' perspective, down 3-0 to the Colorado Avalanche and beat them 5-3. And we're playing pretty well right now, so I'm okay.
Yeah, not only them, but the Coyotes too. They've been going off the last couple games. A couple of huge scores out of them. just amazing to see that from them. That came out of nowhere. So pretty impressive to say the least from the Coyotes.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jacob doesn't. I mean, he doesn't want to talk about the fact that the Vegas Golden Knights lost to the lonely Philadelphia Flyers last night. So I guess we won't. I guess we won't talk about that. Our good buddy RJ is in the chat giving us update again. Tomorrow we have 2 games tonight. After this one, Montreal plays Vancouver, and then we have a boatload of games tomorrow. Only 4 on Friday, and then 10 on Saturday and Sunday. Thank you as always, RJ, for those updates. Appreciate it, man. Jacob says Stone over Eichel over Ovi. I don't even. Pardon? That's what? Sorry?
I'm not going to lie. I'm a huge Stone fan. Being a Sens fan too, I got to watch the development of Mark Stone. And, I used to say he was one of the most underrated players for so many years. And to see him finally get the respect he deserves, it's fantastic. And I definitely miss watching him in an Ottawa sweater, not going to lie.
I don't blame you, man. I really don't blame you. Andrew's going to go with a 5-4 Caps victory. I feel like you guys are being a little bit generous, but considering how bad goaltending has been for both of these teams, I wouldn't be totally surprised if we end up seeing some goals here in this one. Everyday Hockey saying, what's up? Good to see you guys. Hope you're doing well today. Jacob saying, at Andy, we not like Seattle fans. Why not? Why not? They just got in the league, man. Give them a chance. Give them a chance.
Yeah, easy,
Jacob, to be fair, we don't really like Vegas Golden Knights fans either. And you guys just started as well. So,
oh, man, that's awesome.
We're off and Jacob's off and running today, as RJ letting us know again, 10:30 p.m. After this one, both of these games are both on USA Network, so nationally televised games. So after this, Montreal takes on Vancouver. Andrew says, got to support the team. Putty, amen to that. Jacob says, I need Kane and Carlson to score. Okay, so we'll see. We'll see if they can help you out there, Jacob. The Soda Pod, which covers the Minnesota Wild here on the network. New face on the channel. Hey, yo, good to see you guys. Hope you're doing well, and hope you are ready for Marc-Andre Fleury to be a Minnesota Wild by the freaking deadline. And I know that is a dangerous topic to bring up, considering from my perspective, but I'm just going to put it out. Good to see you, my buddy Zach. Saying hello. Hope you're doing well, Zach. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We appreciate it. Jacob says, I like this Seattle Kraken fan. He's a Mark Stone fan. Well, I mean, he also cheers on the Ottawa Senators. So, he's got a little connection there. So it all works up. And what's going on, John? We got a Capitals fan in here saying, John, it's gonna be tough. Thank you so much for the comment, John. We appreciate it. If you haven't already, my friend, leave a like on the stream as well as subscribe. Helps out the channel tremendously. And let us know in the chat that you subscribe so we can shout you out here on the stream. Tomorrow, the Seattle Kraken take on the Ottawa Senators. So there you go. There you go, Tyler. You got yourself the best of both worlds.
It's about time. Exactly. It's a win-win, right? So I get to see the best of both. And Seattle's been playing some pretty good hockey as of late too. I mean, they're still not putting up the wins, but the effort is there, and they're in a lot of close battles against some pretty good teams. I mean, the other night against Toronto, they dropped a really close one where Toronto did that Toronto thing and it just scored like 3 quick goals in the third period, took that lead right back. And then just the other week too, against Carolina, they played a heck of a game. So Seattle has been battling as of recently and showing some real effort. So that's been awesome to see.
It certainly has been. Jacob says he's only had 3 Red Bulls. All right. So we're okay right now. It might change as the night progresses, but fingers crossed. Eddie loves it. And then the Soda Pod tells me in so many words, shut the fuck up. Love you, Neil. Thank you so much, guys.
Hey, at least he ended it nicely. So.
Oh no, it's either Hoppy or Isha just giving me the garbage because I keep saying that they need help in goaltending, and I'm no longer the only one in the media saying that. So I'm just saying, it's definitely possible. But then again, both these teams tonight, Washington and Edmonton, they could also be in the running for a guy like Fleury to certainly bolster their goaltending if indeed Fleury gets moved, which I think the last I heard, it sounds like to me he doesn't want to leave Chicago and root up his family and move them again. So he may stay in Chicago for for the rest of the season. As Jacob says, Patrick Kane to the Avs. I did hear about that. I have no idea how that would end up working, but it would be pretty crazy to see one of the top players in the NHL
that would be
move
quite
to
crazy.
such a stacked Colorado team.
Yeah, I don't know about Marc-Andre Fleury moving anywhere, Neil. I think you're right on that. The rumor is he doesn't want to move, and he doesn't want to make his family pack up, just for a short amount of time. So it sounds like he's okay with just playing the year out. So it's a bit shocking, I would say. What do you think?
It caught me by surprise when I first heard these rumors about, like, at least talk about, like, from Patrick Kane's perspective, talking about Patrick Kane. It's like, why would the Blackhawks even move him when he doesn't want to leave? And I don't understand why exactly they would move him, but Colorado would have to give up a whole hell of a lot, and they don't really have the greatest, farm system, not a lot of picks, so I can't see how this would exactly work. Maybe they can make
Their
a
depth
better
on
deal.
that right wing is pretty good too, so
Yeah,
I don't know if that's the right move, right? Yeah, it would be. I mean, you got that Rantanen up there. I mean, I guess it would be a bold move, but I don't know. I just don't see Patrick Kane getting moved. So that's just my
Neither
thoughts,
do
though.
I. As the Beer Sports Whatever podcast, as always, is in the chat saying, hi, Neil, like the new guy. Yep, this is our good buddy Tyler, one of the co-hosts of Keeping Up with the Kraken that cover the Seattle Kraken here. Our good buddy Josh saying, hi, Tyler. Josh, do I not get a hi?
Shout out to
I'm here too, man. You
my
don't
boy.
give me a hi? Good to see you, Josh. As always, hope you're doing well this evening. SodaPod says they need help, talking about the Minnesota Wild, not Marc-Andre Fleury. I mean, it's fair. They do need some help on the bottom six to get some scoring. They're definitely going to be an interesting team to see what they do at the deadline and what type of moves they make. So we shall see if they end up being pretty active at the deadline. RJ letting us know that MLB baseball has been postponed through April 14th at the moment. So we're not getting baseball for a while, which kind of sucks. Gandal leaving us a comment here. Thank you so much, Gandal. Appreciate the comment, my friend. John says, is Caps game starting soon? Yeah, it should be starting in about a minute or two, John. So, we'll get to it in a little bit. RJ letting us know Saturday, March 12th. So this Saturday, 7 p.m., Seattle takes on the Montreal Canadiens. Thank you again, RJ, for another update. What's going on, DH? Thank you so much for the comment, man. Hope you're doing well. Anybody who's new, guys, make sure to leave a like on the stream as well as subscribe. And if you do subscribe and you're new, let us know in the chat that you did subscribe so we could shout you out here on stream. This is what we do here when we do these live watch-alongs. Ovechkin should be deported back to Russia before he tries to break the record. I
want to see him break it so bad.
I think we all want to see him break it, and I don't expect him to be deported anytime soon. But I've seen crazier things, so I guess we'll see. What's going on, Justin? Good to see you as always, buddy. Hope you're doing well this evening, my friend. You already know the drill. Leave a like on the stream, helps out the channel tremendously. Sotomayor said, DH, he broke Yager's record today. Well, I believe he just tied it. He didn't break it. So he needs one goal tonight to become officially the third all-time highest goal scorer in NHL history. He's currently tied with Yager at 766. So that's where we are right now. Is we are just about ready to get this one underway. I'm going to go, just to give a quick prediction here, guys. I'm going to go with the Capitals to win this one 5-2. I think that they're just a little bit better of a balanced team. Their goaltending has been suspect, but at times guys like Samsonov have been able to actually have a little bit of success. So I'm going to go with the Capitals to win 5-2. Tyler, what say you, my friend?
I am going to go with a 4-3 Caps win in this one in overtime. I know the Caps played last night, so, legs might be a little heavy to start this game, but I take a look at that Oilers lineup, and they're depleted with some pretty rough injuries right now. I mean, they got Cody Ceci playing on their top defensive pairing right now, and their depth just up front is hurting pretty bad. Nugent Hopkins is back out on the IR, so they are dealing with quite a bit of injuries, and that's going to make it pretty tough for this Edmonton team to pull away with a win. And it almost, it's not quite at that point, but it almost feels like this is getting close to must-win games for Edmonton, just with where they're sitting at in the standings. So I do expect a good fight, but it'll be an interesting battle. And let's hope we are able to see that Ovechkin, going into third place there on the goals list. So that would be really awesome to see.
100%. Edmonton comes into this game 3 points behind the Dallas Stars for the second wildcard spot, while the Washington Capitals are currently a good amount, about 12 points ahead of Columbus for the second wildcard spot. So they're pretty good, but they're only 2 points behind Boston for the first wild card. So I guess it's more of a question of where will the Capitals finish when it comes to the start of the playoffs. Got a couple more comments here. My good friend Lauren. Hi, Neil. I can't believe my Ducks lost 8-3 to the Blackhawks. Yes, indeed. They got the crap kicked out of them. I was frustrated that I was yelling and typing in all caps. Love it. In parts of my video. I hate doing this, but I need to. You gotta show your support, Lauren, for your team. You gotta show that enthusiasm, that passion, and we love it. We absolutely absolutely love it. We got Coast to Coast NHL Hockey News saying hi. Thank you so much for the comment, man. Really do appreciate it. Hope you're doing well today. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Helps out the channel tremendously. Lost Hope saying hello, bro. Good to see you as well, Lost Hope. Thank you so much for the comment. My friend, like and subscribe. Lost Hope saying, what happened? Why not the match started? It actually is about to start.
Puck drop right about, just seconds away. So this thing's going to get underway here. So
also, I just noticed that the Oilers have a sticker on the back of their helmet of the flag of Ukraine. I just literally saw that as they showed it on the screen. So that was actually kind of a cool thing. But I'm really excited to do this game along with you, Tyler. Your first live watch along. It should be a lot of fun.
I'm excited too, man. This is
really good matchup. We got a good matchup here. The players are at center ice. The ref slowly makes his way, and he drops the puck, and we are underway in our match tonight between the Washington Capitals and the Edmonton Oilers. So we shall see what both teams have for us in store for us here in this one. So, Tom, my first question to you as this game gets underway, what do you think is the main, the number one focus for both of these teams going into this matchup tonight?
Oh, that's a good question, Neil. I mean, whenever you're playing on the second game of a back-to-back, I think it's important for Washington to find their legs early and get into a rhythm. And for the Oilers, I mean, they have been struggling. I think they're 4-5-1 in their last 10 right now. I think they just need to get back to playing a simple game, especially with their depleted lineup tonight. If they can keep things simple tonight and get after it early, I think they'll be able to find success. But it's going to be a bit of a battle. I mean, Ovi scored 2 goals last night. I know he was hungry for that hat trick to break the record. So you're getting a really hungry Capitals team here. So it's going to be a battle.
100%. Mikko Koskinen versus Ilya Samsonov is the goaltending matchup in this one tonight. DH saying can't stand Ovechkin, hopes some player he puts him in the hospital. That is an interesting threat there. Obviously, Ovechkin's been involved in some, I don't want to say controversy, but obviously with his support of Putin in the past and what's going on in Ukraine. Obviously, a lot of people are not thrilled about it. But at the end of the day, Ovechkin said that he just wants peace, not war. So he's definitely against what is going on, which we appreciate 100%. Lossop said, when did the match will start? It is currently about a minute into the first period of this game, again, between the Edmonton Oilers and the Washington Capitals. Jacob says, O'Neill, my real name is Jack Eichel. Yeah, no, it's not. Good try, though. Very good try, Jacob. What's going on, Josiah? We got a wild fan in the chat. Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well on this Wednesday evening. He said, Ovi's going to break the record tonight. Josiah, I like those chances. I think, and Ovechkin is one of the few players that I say has a good chance to score literally every single time he's on the ice. Every single time he's on the ice, especially on the power play. He stands in that one spot and he buries it. And it's amazing how he's been playing this long and nobody's been able to just realize you need to stop leaving him wide open in the on that left side for the 1T on the power play. It's amazing how consistently good he's been for this long.
It is. But again, it's a lot easier said than done. If you want to eliminate Ovi there, you're basically going to turn that power play chance into a 4-on-3, and that's just going to open up more ice and more opportunities to score. So it's one of those things where, I mean, do you sacrifice a guy just to stand with him and cover him, or do you try to defend it and hope you get away unscathed? So it's been a constant battle for well over a decade in the NHL with teams and Ovechkin shots. So it's one of those tough things.
It certainly has been. I know, when I watch the Devils, I know when the last time the Devils played the Capitals, Nico Hischier, the captain of the Devils, he actually blocked an Ovechkin slap shot and nearly broke his foot. So again, that kind of shows you the type of damage that Ovechkin can do when he sets up that one T, which is dangerous. Lauren says, I support my Anaheim Ducks. Lauren, Tyler, to let you know, Lauren's a diehard Anaheim Ducks fan.
Awesome. Great to hear that.
She's been around for a while. She always comes in the chat, hangs out with us, lets us know how frustrated she is with the Ducks, especially with their head coach. She says, I support my Anaheim Ducks the same way I support my Vaporine and Lantern, who are my favorite water-type Pokemon. I care deeply for them so much. That is one of the greatest comparisons of loving something I've ever seen.
Yeah, I love it.
That is quite impressive, Lauren.
Yeah.
But my wonderful mother is in the chat, as she always is, saying, hey, everyone, I like this dynamic duo. Let's watch some hockey. Thank you so much. Mother, as always, make sure to leave a like on the stream. You haven't already. You already know the drill. Jacob says, yes, it is. I play for the Vegas Golden Knights and wear number 9. I'm better than Ovi. No, and definitely no. So there you go, Jacob. Very, very nice. Toronto is the best city in Ontario, which is Justin again. He changed his name. Jacob Jack Eichel. No, I'm just going to keep saying no until you stop, which you probably won't because it's you guys. What's going on, Isha? Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. As always, my friend, he says, hi, what are you boys drinking? Well, unfortunately, my throat is a little bit sore today, so I'm sticking with just mainly water and some tea. I usually drink a glass of wine, a glass of, as Isha puts it, the Villa Piano Vino. But tonight I'm strictly with water and wine. What about you, Tyler? What you got drinking tonight?
I'm just going with my water as well. So I might go play some pond hockey after this game. So I got to drive 10 minutes down the road. So I got to be smart with my beverages, So just water for me tonight. But if it was something different, it might be a nice Belgian Moon. I do like my Belgian Moons. So yeah.
Very nice. As we just saw, a great opportunity for the Edmonton Oilers. It was a scramble in front of the crease, but Samsonov was able to come through and make a save. And I think another shot was blocked. There's a follow-up try there by Edmonton is stopped, and then another try again. As Edmonton right now with one of its best shifts of the here early in this one, as they look to try to get the game's first goal. Got some other comments. Lost up saying, what about the winner? What's your opinion? Well, I went 5-2. Washington, Tyler, again, what was your prediction prior to this game?
I had 4-3 in overtime for the Caps. So
all right,
a close battle, but I think the Caps are going to pull it out, and I think Ovi might score that OT winner. So
I think I might be the only one that doesn't have it being a close game, as we're getting a penalty here. Looks like it's going to be against Dmitry Orlov of the Capitals. So with 14:41 to go here in the first, the Edmonton Oilers will get their first crack on the power play, as Orlov's going to get 2 minutes for, I believe it might have been a cross check, as he kind of just knocked down number 14 of Edmonton. Not really exactly sure what the penalty is, but either way, it is a penalty. So let's see what Edmonton could do on its first power play of the night. As yes, Eichel is not better than Ovi. This is a foregone conclusion. You said some Wild Rose IPA, Tyler?
Ooh, that wouldn't be too bad either, actually. I might, I can mess with a little bit of Wild Rose IPA. Yeah, nothing wrong with that whatsoever. And yeah, like you said, it looks like a cross check kind of in the back of the head area from Orlov there, and that's why he's getting that penalty. I'm a little bit behind you, Neil, but we're gonna make this work.
It's all good. We do the best that we can here, and we do, and I'd like to think we do a pretty good job. It's now an opportunity for Draisaitl, and he just whiffed on that pass, but Edmonton keeps it in as 75 gets it over to Draisaitl. Draisaitl back to 75, top of the blue line, over onto the left side, back to 75. He takes a wrist shot. I want to stop. Follow-up try there, a stop again, and a nice feed over to Draisaitl, but Samsonov makes a save, and the Capitals clear. as Tyler gets a little bit of taste of a little bit of my play-by-play as I try to do throughout the
Nice. I
game.
love it.
Good
Yeah, it's
opportunity
great.
there for Edmonton nonetheless. They have the fifth best power play in the NHL. Has now an opportunity again. That shot there came up on Samsonov, but he made the save. He just says Toronto is basically an American city. F Toronto. Yes, Isha has made it very clear he does not like Toronto for any reason. Actually, no, he just says he
That's
just hates the
hilarious.
Leafs. Understandable. Toronto buildings look like Star Trek. Okay, interesting. Um,
I
Lost
love
hope
it.
again. Both those go Washington in this one. Tyler's got a little bit closer than I do. I have 5-2. He has 4-3 in overtime. So a lot of I don't think we have one person here yet that has picked Edmonton as far as I'm concerned, as far as I saw. So that is so we'll see if Edmonton can silence the doubters in this one. John says, Sammy better not lose his goddamn stick. No, he was able to recover it. He was able to recover it, John. He's actually been strong in net so far in this one. 30 seconds to go on the power play. Short-handed opportunity for Washington is immediately snuffed out. Jacob says, I didn't even know the Devils had real fans till I seen Neil. As you can see, Tyler, Jacob routinely likes to crap on every team that's not his. As a scramble
he's
in
got
front
the
of the net
tricks,
there, and
though.
Samsonov is able to dive and make the save. And he gets a
Looking like
whistle here.
Samsonov is off to a really, really strong start. And I know
He
that's a
needs to
guy
be.
who has really struggled, at the start of the season, at least for the Caps. He wasn't playing too great, but he's starting to bounce back now and a really strong start in the game for this one. So credit to him.
Absolutely. And he's already made 9 saves on 9 shots. And Edmonton has come out strong here. Shots are actually now 10-3 in favor of Edmonton. So again, the
Oh,
Oilers
wow.
getting off to a good start, but just have not yet cracked through to Ilya Samsonov, DH, saying it's worth a 4-minute penalty to put Ovechkin's head through the boards. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know a lot of people that actually could out-hit Ovechkin because not only can he score, he also can lay the body as we've seen him do many a times. Andy says Neil is definitely a Devils fan. This is very obvious for people who have hung out with me long enough to know how much of a Devils fan I really am. As that shot there by Edmonton is stopped, and the follow-up try from a sharp angle is stopped and covered by Samsonov. So, Tyler, the Oilers coming out with a lot of good opportunities, but Ilya Samsonov so far coming up with some big-time saves. So definitely up to
Shutting
the
the
good
door
start.
early. Yeah, and the Caps had the first 3 shots of the game too. So it almost looked like it was a slow start for Edmonton, but that kind of woke them up a bit here. And yeah, it looks like they're throwing everything on net early. So it's going to be an interesting battle here. If Edmonton keeps that pressure up, they could be getting one pretty quick here.
100%. Got some more comments here. DHS Ovechkin is Putin's butt buddy. That can honestly be somewhat true considering his support in the past of Putin. Everyday hockey is going to go with Washington to win 3-1. All right. So I'm not the only one who has Washington winning by more than 1 goal tonight. Jacob says, did y'all see? Oh, God. Jacob, why do you have to constantly come in with the sus comments? Did y'all see Jack the Cutie Eichel's goal versus the Sens? No.
I did.
And I really
I
wish you
did.
didn't say that. Could you have just said, did you see Eichel's goal versus the Sens? The answer is still no. But as you can see, Tyler, Jacob loves to talk about his Vegas Golden Knights, even if we're not doing a Vegas Golden Knights game. So
Hey, that's okay. I support it. It's great that he's got all that enthusiasm for a really good Vegas team, and that's going to be an interesting battle in the Pacific, seeing all these teams fighting for spots. And Vegas isn't exactly locking down their playoff spot yet. They're still pretty close to the outside. So let's see. They're just sitting in 3rd place there in the Pacific. So and of course, still dealing with some injury problems too. So. Vegas aren't exactly a lock this year, which is surprising. We haven't really seen that.
I don't know how I would feel about Vegas not making the playoffs. I think that major changes would then have to be made. I mean, major changes are going to come anyway at the deadline, especially once Mark Stone gets back into the lineup after being on long-term IR. So they're going to be an interesting team as well at the deadline. So we'll see there as a sharp angle try by Washington. Is gloved by Koskinen. But But yeah, no, they were just here on, again, the game's on TNT, excuse me, not USA Network, TNT. They were just showing again, Ovechkin needs one goal to officially pass Jaromir Jagr for third all time in goals scored. And I know that Wayne Gretzky, and it's interestingly enough that Ovechkin's playing in the house that Gretzky, well, not the house that Gretzky built, but playing against Gretzky's former team. I know Gretzky is a big fan of Ovechkin and actually wants him to very much be the guy that breaks his record.
Yeah, he said that multiple times now. So, he's fully supported Ovechkin and really wants to see him break that record. So, it's really cool to see that kind of support from the Great One, especially when it's his own record that he holds. So, that's just extremely cool on his part, I think.
As we just saw a major opportunity for the man that we were just talking about, Alex Ovechkin. He was all alone in the slot, and Mikko Koskinen makes a great glove save, kind of flashes the leather a little bit. That's a shooter's worst nightmare. But Ovechkin away looking to try to get into third place. But Koskinen says, not on this one, but a great chance for Washington nonetheless. But they could not cash in as it's still no score here with 11:35 to go in this first period. I like the intensity. I like the pace so far from both of these teams. As that shot by Edmonton is stopped in glove by Samsonov on a shot by Darnell Nurse.
Yeah, that was a fantastic save there from Koskinen. You don't get a better look than that. And from Ovi, too, like one of the most lethal shooters in the game. And then to rob him like that, that's a huge save from Koskinen, who's been playing quite good hockey for that team.
That was a phenomenal save, and Ovechkin, I like how Ovechkin just dropped several F-bombs on the bench because I'm sure he would have loved to have gotten it. He already has, I believe, he has 3 or 4 of the 5 shots on goal so far for Washington. So he clearly is on a mission. And you mentioned it before, Tyler.
Oh, yeah.
The Oilers are facing a hungry, and I mean very hungry Ovechkin who wants to break Jagr's record and, move into third place as now Washington comes into the zone as they fire it on the left side, and it goes wide of the net, and then Koskinen's net gets dislodged. So we'll get a stop here with 11:02 to go. The first period, still no score, but Ovechkin looks hungry tonight. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, you're right. He's putting everything on net early, and you could probably bet that there's money on the board in that Washington locker room for him to score that goal. So if he ever needed anything else to make him more hungry, that would be it, right? So this guy just loves scoring goals. So it's awesome to see.
Yes, he does. And if you also feel confident that Ovechkin's going to get himself the goal tonight, make sure you go to DraftKings, put some money down, use our promo code THPN, and bet on it. I would say it's a very good bet. I really would say, because like I said, Ovechkin's one of the few players in the NHL where you could feel confident that he could score virtually every single night. Every time he's on the ice, there's a good chance that the grade A could score. Is now an opportunity going the other way is Edmonton. 18 stops, waiting for help, but it gets intercepted by Washington, and now the Capitals will dump it back into the Edmonton zone. But we mentioned before, the speed and intensity of this game, both teams using their speed, and it's been a pretty exciting game so far. Both goaltenders have certainly had to be sharp since the first puck drop.
Here's a question for you, Neil. For these two teams, like you brought this up earlier about their goaltending right now. Which of these two teams do you think is more desperate to go out and get some goaltending help at the deadline?
I would definitely say Edmonton. You really cannot rely on Mikko Koskinen at his age and what he is, and the inconsistency that he brings. You're not going to get Mike Smith to be Mike Smith back in 2012 when he was with Arizona. You're not getting that. At least with Washington, Samsonov has shown promise. Also, Vitek Vanacek has shown in the past that he could be somewhat consistent as well. So I think that Washington, especially because they're a deeper team than Edmonton, I think that they can be okay with having half-decent goaltending. But again, I do feel that that Edmonton is the more goalie-needy team. when it
Yeah.
comes to that question, as our good friend Blitz is in the chat saying, "What's up, Neil? Good to see you, Blitz. Hope you're doing well." He says, "Neil, when do the Devils play again?" They play tomorrow night at home against the Winnipeg Jets. If my good buddy Faggio is in the chat, I'm sure he'll be watching that one. Faggio, Tyler, is a big Winnipeg Jets fan that usually is in the chat with us.
Cool.
But
Nice.
Blitz, my friend, leave a like on the stream and subscribe if you haven't already. It helps out the channel tremendously. But Tyler, let me I'll flip the question over to you, my friend. Who do you think out of those two teams is the more goalie needy team?
I'd have to agree with you here, Neil. I think no doubt it's got to be Edmonton. Like you mentioned, at least Washington has two goalies that they feel they can rely on. They're fairly young. You don't have to worry too much about injuries when it comes to maybe the younger goalies typically. But Mike Smith, I mean, he's been dealing with injuries all year and he hasn't been consistent at all. I mean, he had great numbers last year and they rewarded him with a 2-year contract. That's already looking pretty bad. I mean, especially at his age right now. And like you said, Koskinen, he can go on these streaks where he performs, but he also brings a lot of inconsistency. And I think Oilers fans are well aware of that. So, and not only that, I mean, they do have Stuart Skinner, who's been playing games this year for them as their third goalie. But again, he doesn't bring much experience with him. So I think you got to get out there and find a goalie you could, go into the playoffs with, to help support a guy like Koskinen, or not only support him, but maybe even take his job over. So they could be hunting for a goalie who could really step in and play at least 50% of the games for Edmonton, I think.
Yeah, it'll certainly be interesting to see what type of moves Edmonton can make as far as from the goaltending perspective and what goalies will actually be available. So we're less than 2 weeks from the deadline, so things are going to pick up very, very quickly. Andy cheering on his Capitals, saying hashtag all caps. Jacob saying, I like how Neil ain't even showing my comments. Jacob, your comments, you're talking about Dino Nuggets. I'm showing your comment now. Does that make you feel better? I mean, this is what Jacob likes to let us know everything that goes on in his world. People first, Yukon. Thank you so much for the comment, my friend. Appreciate it. Appreciate it so much. Leave a like on the stream as well. Subscribe. It helps out the channel tremendously. Jacob says Devils win that game versus the Jets. Also, now you want to cheer the Devils in a game, Jacob. Now you want to be all, nice and everything because you want the Jets to lose so that it can help Vegas. Well, we may just take that game just to piss you off. So, stay tuned for that, my friend. Stay tuned for that one. But Lauren also said, did you hear that Aaron Rodgers is returning to the Packers? My Steelers were rumored to trade for him, but we are rebuilding, which Rodgers said he wants no part of. I'm glad we didn't trade for him. And Tyler, we also talk about other sports here. People like to discuss other things, which obviously I love. I'm like a tiny bit surprised that he re-signed, but I guess it is what it is. Now he's got to go. He's got to put his money where his mouth is. He has to win a championship. He has to go out there and get it done. Otherwise, the Packers are going to continuously be screwed for years to come. As far as the Steelers are concerned, I would honestly say this. They're probably going to draft a quarterback. I'm going to be very honest with you. And it's probably Kenny Pickett because it's just too obvious not to take him. And they don't even have to trade up to get him. I think that they'll just take a quarterback regardless of, who's available. That's the way that I look at it.
Yeah, that's pretty fair. I was shocked to see 4 years for Aaron Rodgers there. That's a pretty hefty or lengthy contract there to be given him at his age. But I mean, if you're him, how do you refuse that, right? $50 million a year. Whew.
And I mean, he did tweet out that he technically didn't sign for the money or anything that he said is what an unbelievable diving save by Ilya Samsonov as he goes down on all fours. Kind of like a starfish, basically, and makes the save there on Zach Hyman, not once but twice. As again, Tyler, the Oilers are coming out guns blazing, but Ilya Samsonov has been really, really strong in net.
Yeah, he's certainly making a statement, and I'm just getting a look at that starfish save just now, and you're right, another huge save from Samsonov, and Oilers might easily get 20-plus shots in this first period, so
they already have 16.
To see them. Yeah,
they actually have 17 right now. Shots are currently, at least on the TV, 17-8 in favor of Edmonton with 8 minutes to go here in the first period.
Wow. Yeah, no, that's a statement from Edmonton, but it doesn't mean much at the end of the day if the pucks aren't going in, right? So they got to find ways to get them back, Samsonov, if they're gonna, push and try to win this hockey game.
Absolutely, Neil. Have you ever gone ice skating? Yeah, I've done it many a times. I did play hockey in high school, so yes.
Nice.
To answer that question very quickly, I have. Obviously, Tyler has as well, since he's going to be playing some pond hockey a little bit after we're all said and done here. So
Yes.
thank you for that. Thank you for those comments. Blitz, as always, boss man. Appreciate it. Oh, this is a great name. Hungus Wood. Love the name, my friend. Profile picture is also sick. Thank you so much for saying yo. We appreciate it, my friend. Leave a like on the stream as well. Subscribe. Helps out the channel tremendously. My good friend Danelle Weaver is in the chat. What's going on, Danelle? He says, what up, Neil? How's everything going? Who's the guy on the live stream with you tonight? I love people are asking, who's the other guy? This is my good buddy Tyler, one of the co-hosts of Keeping Up with the Krakens here on the Hockey Podcast Network that covers the Seattle Kraken. This is his first live watch-along. He wanted to jump on with me, and I always love hanging out with people from the network and doing games. A one-time shot there by Anthony Mantha is deflected out of play. But again, Danelle, thank you as always, boss man, for showing your support and hanging out. We appreciate it. Leave a like on the stream. You already know the drill, my friend. Neil versus Jacob in celebrity boxing match at Caesars Palace in Atlantic City. I'd pay to watch that. Great.
Jacob Neil, says, I might pay to watch that too.
I would win 100%. Jacob, you're a lot younger than I am, my friend. I would, Andy saying, hello, new people. Please sub and like. Thank you so much, Andy. See, we also, what's great, Tyler, is we also got people here that do the job for us. As look at this.
We love it.
Oh, look at this. Tom Wilson is in the middle of a scrum. What a in other news, grass is green. If he's not in a scrum, I would be shocked.
I mean, that's a guy I think any team would want on their team. And when you're talking about Tom Wilson, I mean, you hate to play against him, and you love to have him on your team. So you gotta love a guy like Tom Wilson, even though he does like to cross that line, or at least step on that fine line sometimes. He's still a very valuable guy in this league.
Yeah, absolutely. And this came after a hit from 42 on Washington, who actually is going to the sin bin. So with 6:35 to go here in the first period, the Oilers are going back to the power play, still with no score, but now their second chance tonight to see if they can score and get one here. What's going on, Klaus? Thank you so much for the comment, my friend. He says, Caps fan here. Awesome. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Leave a like on the stream as well as subscribe. We'd appreciate that. Lauren says, Neil, will you live stream the Devils Ducks game? I'm going to try to, Lauren. No promises, but I will try. If I do have some time, I will hit up Josh for that one. Blitz says, I have the power of Mark Henry and John Cena. All right.
It's pretty good.
All right.
Pretty good power. That's pretty strong, I'd say.
As a shot there from Edmonton is stopped and covered by Samsonov on a shot from Evander Kane. Let's see here. It sucks Tom Brady retired. Not really. I don't think it sucks. I think it's great. I think it just makes the NFL that much more interesting to watch now that the luckiest athlete on the face of the planet is no longer playing football.
I like it.
I'm a Giants fan, so I don't like Tom Brady. I just don't like Tom Brady.
Shots fired right there. I was kind of feeling that. Yeah.
little bit. Danelle says, hey, Neil, you happy how the Devils came back on the best team in the NHL last night, a.k.a. the Avalanche? Dude, hell yeah. From down 3-0. Yeah. That was the first time all season also that the Avalanche lost the game after leading after the first period. They were 23-0-0 before that game. So for the Devils to come back and beat that Avalanche team, and they were fully healthy, is phenomenal. And we didn't even have our captain playing last night. So we were depleted and we were able to have success. So I think that shows you how much better this team has been getting as now the Capitals come into the zone. Dmitry Orlov will just chip it around the boards. But John says Tom Brady's overrated. Couldn't agree more. Could not. I mean, Tyler, do you have an opinion on Tom Brady? If you support him, I don't judge.
I mean, I respect him for what he's done. He's accomplished a lot, and what is it, 7 championships? I'm not exactly the most knowledgeable NFL guy, but
Yes,
for a
7, I
guy
believe.
who
Yeah.
was drafted 199th in the draft, and to accomplish what he has, uh, it speaks for itself, in my opinion. So I don't have any ill will towards the guy because I don't have a favorite NFL team that I cheer for. So I can't be mad at him because he's beat my team over and over.
It is, Tom Brady did that to a lot of teams, unfortunately. But
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
mean, I could say, luckily for me, my team was able to beat him not once but twice in the Super Bowl. So at least I got that going. As Andy says, Tom Brady is over the hill. Um, Blitz actually said the other guy. I already forgot his name. His name is Tyler. He says, "Do you know
Yep.
what was the highest score in the NHL in NHL history?" I'm assuming
In
Blitz.
NHL history, the highest score in NHL history, I know there's been games that reached around that 17 goals mark. So it could be
Highest
around
score in
there,
NHL.
but I couldn't pull that out of my head right now, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was like, how much was it? How much was it?
It was like 11 and 9.
It's like 11-9, right? Yeah, something like that. Something like
I
that.
was gonna
My
say,
my
yeah,
brother,
it had
who
to have
people
been.
have seen in the chat before, sitting to my right, watching this game
Oh,
along with
nice.
us, says,
Right on.
yeah, he says, "What's up, everybody? Everybody knows him pretty well." Danelle saying, "I never liked Tom Brady, even though he was the greatest QB of all time." That's debatable. Everyone called the Patriots the cheat riots. I mean, they are. I mean, it's been very obvious that they've cheated more than once. It's been publicly known for a long time. So I mean, there's always going to be like, yeah, but this, that, and the other thing. But Andy actually says Kraken have cool merch. They have arguably one of the best road
Oh
uniforms I've ever
man.
seen. The white road uniform is great.
Yeah, fantastic. And I'm actually a huge fan of their practice jerseys. I don't know if you've seen them or not, Neil, but they're like these bright blue, awesome looking jerseys. And for a
Hmm.
practice jersey, I know that sounds kind of silly, but they are pretty nice. And I feel like when it comes time for them to introduce a third jersey, uh, they could be making one of that color because they're amazing. Amazing.
Well, we know that next year the NHL is going to be bringing back the reverse retro. So I'm kind of curious
Yeah.
to know if the Kraken are going to be involved in that. I would like to
Yeah.
hope that they do. Maybe they'll incorporate the old Seattle Metropolitans from back in the day. With Vegas, I don't know
Yeah.
how that's going to necessarily work, but that will also be kind of interesting to see what they do. Blitz says, "Can I see your brother?" Sure, he's right there. This is my brother. Say hi to everybody. Yeah, that's my brother. So he makes appearances every now and then. People seem to like my family and ask me if they can see my family. So it's gonna be it's gonna be interesting. Jacob says the Montreal Canadiens, as just trying to get the comment here. There we go. Montreal Canadiens have gotten the most goals by a team in a game, with 16 scored versus the Quebec Bulldogs on March 3rd, 1920. All right.
1920.
Thank you, Jacob.
Wow.
Thank you for that
That's awesome. Yeah,
information, my
cool.
friend.
Stats guy there.
Now, a little bit, little bit.
Yep.
Danelle says, "Are you surprised that Russell Wilson got traded to the Broncos and Carson Wentz got traded to the Commanders?" Yes and yes, but I think that the Broncos they needed a franchise quarterback, and once they didn't get Aaron Rodgers, it was kind of like, well, Russell Wilson is available, and I think that the Seahawks got a decent amount for him, although the Commanders offered more first round picks. So I'm kind of surprised by that they didn't take that, as McDavid with a shot that gets blocked. And the follow up try there by Yamamoto is stopped and covered by Samsonov. But yeah, Russell Wilson to the Broncos. As a Raiders fan, that pisses me off because now the Raiders have to deal with Russell Wilson, Patrick Mahomes, and Justin Herbert twice a year, which is lovely. And as far as Carson Wentz to the Commanders, that's really funny if they really think that Carson Wentz is a better option than Taylor Heineke. And they had to give up multiple mid-round picks, which is also really funny. So I don't know. What do you think, what do you think?
My opinion?
Yeah.
Man, I'm not I don't know enough about NFL to have an opinion on that one. I'm gonna have to pass on that one, Neil, because
All right,
if I
fair enough.
really have a comment on that, I'm just gonna make myself sound pretty silly on that one.
It's all good. Oh, it's all good, buddy. It's all good. You know, the people in the chat sometimes like to throw some different questions out and try to get your opinion on us. Capitals look to try to come the other way. Ovechkin loses the puck. 2:38 to go here in the first period of our game between the Edmonton Oilers and Washington Capitals. Again, thank you all so much for hanging out with us tonight, along with my good buddy Tyler, who covers Keeping Up with the Krakens, which covers the Seattle Kraken here on the Hockey Podcast Network. My name is Neil Villapiano, the host of the Devil's State of Mind podcast, which covers the New Jersey Devils here on the Hockey Podcast Network. So excited to be doing this live watch along with all of you. Lauren says, when I last came on THPN, I turned into the Duck Sharks live stream from the Quack Report. I had fun chatting with Allie H. She attended the Sharks game, and I was happy we won for her in overtime. That is very awesome, Lauren.
That's awesome. Great.
Lauren's been with the network, has been a subscriber for about a month and a half now, I believe. She came on when I was doing the Sharks-Ducks game like a month and change ago, and she's been a subscriber ever since. Danelle says, Kraken do have nice home and away jerseys. I think the away jersey is one of the best away jerseys in the NHL.
Yeah, there you go. 100% believe it. I mean, you take a look at them. I mean, the design on them is just fantastic. I think they nailed it in every aspect. So that's just an awesome jersey, and I can't wait to purchase one for myself.
Yeah, and Adidas does not make it easy to purchase jerseys. That's for damn sure. One of my favorite names that comes here on the chat, My Balls Are Sweaty, is in the chat. Thank you so much for the comment and saying, yo, we appreciate it, my friend. Leave a like on the stream and subscribe if you haven't already. It helps out the channel tremendously. With that great name, with that great handle, you got to subscribe and like for us, man. You got to do it. You got to do it because we appreciate that a bunch. Lauren's also a big UCLA fan. She said, do you think the UCLA Bruins basketball team can win it all this year? Your guess is as good as mine, Lauren, because honestly, there are so many teams out there that could make a run that it's anybody's guess. But, you know, I would say UCLA has as good of a chance as they did last year to make it as far as they did. So I would say it's possible. Andy says, Kraken have a Native Heritage jersey. That's probably one of the coolest jerseys I've ever seen. Native Heritage.
You should. They wore it for warm-ups last week, Neil. You should look it up. It's pretty neat, actually, with some of the colors in it, and it's actually like a black jersey too. So it adds a bit of a different dynamic to it. But I kind of wish they actually played the game with them, to be honest. But I believe they just sold the jerseys after the game or during the game or whatnot, just to, raise funds and whatnot. So it all went to, good fundraising and good charities. So kind of wish they did play the game in the actual jerseys, though. They're a clean looking jersey.
100%. And I do believe that these warm-up jerseys that teams wear should 100% be allowed to be worn in the game itself.
Yeah.
I don't get why that's not allowed. I
don't either.
I don't understand the reasoning behind it, as it just doesn't, it makes so much sense as, oh my, Tom Wilson got hit under his legs by Darnell Nurse and was slow to get up, and he went hard into the boards. I would be shocked if that's not a penalty. I know it's Tom Wilson, but that's still a pretty dangerous play regardless. And I'm hoping he's okay as he's sitting on the bench, but it looks like there's no penalty called there with 24 and a half seconds to go.
Yeah, I'm going to have to see the replay here, Neil. I'm watching it currently right now. Yeah, I mean, he kind of gets a piece of Darnell Nurse to get him to kind of fall down a bit. And then, Nurse just goes kind of into the back of his legs there and he falls awkwardly. That's just one of those things that happen, I guess. The game's fast and it's a split-second thing. So tough one for Wilson. He's definitely hurting there.
He certainly is. As we got 6 seconds to go here in this period, Edmonton with a shot from the right side. One stopped and went right through the legs of Samsonov and out. And that will do it for the end of the first period, as it looked like McDavid tried to throw it off the back of Samsonov. It actually went through his 5-hole the other way, but not into the net. And then we have Garnett Hathaway and Darnell Nurse pushing and shoving after the end of the period. But after one period of play here, Tyler, we got no score between the Oilers and Capitals, but not from a lack of effort, as both teams had some really good opportunities, but both goaltenders up to the challenge so far in this one.
Yeah, no, I think the credit has to go to Samsonov after that first period. I think he was the star between both teams through the first 20 minutes there. And this is already turning into a bit of a chippy game already, eh, Neil?
It certainly has been. And you saw at the end there, Garnet Hathaway and Darnell Nurse kind of pushing and shoving. There's been some pushing and shoving between whistles. So that is something I think you got to keep in mind and look for as this game certainly progresses. Blitz says Patrick Mahomes is now the best QB in the NFL. I don't, possible. I don't think he should get traded. He's the best one than Tyreek Hill, I think. Well, Tyreek Hill is a wide receiver. I don't think Mahomes will ever get traded, but I guess if Wayne Gretzky can get traded, then I guess anybody in sports can get traded.
That's fair.
People first, UConn saying, I hope the Vancouver Canucks win. I hope so too. They are playing the Montreal Canadiens at 10:30 p.m. Eastern, also on TNT, nationally televised game. So make sure to tune into that one. Danelle says, 5 teams that haven't been in an outdoor game: Hurricanes, Blue Jackets, Panthers, Coyotes, and Kraken. Hurricanes will be playing in an outdoor game next year against the Washington Capitals on the campus of North Carolina State University. So that will knock them off. And then the Blue Jackets, Panthers, Coyotes, and Kraken, not yet. Well, also the Vegas Golden Knights haven't played an outdoor game either. So they should be on that list as well. So, I think eventually...
Did they play last year against Colorado and won?
Oh, yeah. No, I forgot about those outdoor games because there were no fans and stuff. So, yeah, no, you're right. Vegas did play an outdoor game. I apologize. So, yeah, it is Blue Jackets, Panthers, Coyotes.
It's hard to keep track when they have 5 a year now, though.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. It kind of takes away from it a bit, in my opinion.
I think it takes a little.
They're still awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that I'm a little bit miffed that the Winter Classic is in Boston again because we've already done that. I would like to have seen just somebody else host it in a place we haven't gone to yet. But
I agree.
Maybe that'll be for 2024. I don't know. Lauren says, for clarification, I meant to say the Ducks Golden Knights live stream. That was the Quack Report live stream. Yeah, we did that on Friday. We did 2 live streams. I did the Devils Rangers, and then Quack Report did the Ducks Golden Knights. Ducks Sharks game, which Ali attended, happened a few days after. Yes, it did. You are correct, Lauren. Are you guys going to watch the Vancouver-Montreal game? I will probably watch a little bit of it as I probably edit up and share my new Devil State of Mind podcast episode, which will be out tomorrow morning. But I probably won't stay up for the whole game. Well, we'll see. We'll see, my friend. But again, Boss Man, leave a like on the stream as well as subscribe. And if you do subscribe, let us know in the chat so we can shout you out here on the stream. Even Andy agreed with you, Tyler, about that hit on Tom Wilson. He said it was a clean hit, although John would disagree. So we have Capitals fans that are on both sides of this. Yes, Jacob, I corrected myself. Well, Tyler helped me correct myself when he said playing an outdoor game against the Avs at Lake Tahoe last year. So that was definitely interesting. Jacob also says, Neil, I'm going camping on Saturday, so I won't be here for a few streams. No worries, my friend. No worries at all. I'm sure, Jacob, you'll find a way to still like the stream, even if you're not able to watch it, and we appreciate your support always. Jacob said, which means no doing Vegas games. All right, so we're not allowed to do a Vegas Golden Knights game when Jacob is not around, which just gives us the extra motivation to just do one when he's not around. But before we go and get our first word from our sponsor tonight, as we have to give our lovely friends at DraftKings Sportsbook a little bit of love, just really quickly, Tyler, give me your assessment of both teams after the first 20 minutes of play here between Washington and Edmonton.
Well, I think it started off in the first few minutes where Washington was pressing. They had 3 shots to none early on, and they came out maybe a little bit more focused and fast, faster than Edmonton there. And then, things quickly turned into favor for Edmonton there, and they had that one early power play and almost never looked back off that and just kind of kept feeding off that energy and that momentum. So credit to them. But like I said earlier, I think the star of that period was Samsonov. and that could really help the Capitals get back, from being in the locker room. They see Samsonov stepping up in a huge way already in this hockey game. Like you said, 20 saves already in this hockey game, and they're going to be hungry, like we said earlier. So coming out in the second period, I definitely expect Washington to have a bit more push than they showed. But like we said too, Ovechkin was hot early on and had a lot of shots on net, and you can tell he's going to be hungry to score that goal. So things were getting chippy. It's going to be a very interesting second period coming.
It certainly is, and we'll get into more discussion about that on the other side as we'll get our first word of the night from our sponsors at DraftKings Sportsbook.
All right, team, time to bet NFL games. Confidence.
I'm feeling a parlay with more legs than a spider.
So 9 legs?
Roll the dice, baby.
Indecision?
We pick one home favorite. I abstain.
You can't abstain.
Boring! 6-leg parlay, 2 home dogs, all hitting the over. Boom!
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and feel the NFL action like never before.
I know I've said it before, but I'll just say it again. I absolutely love that commercial. I love that we have it. I think it's just great. Absolutely. And as always, guys, shout out to our sponsors at DraftKings Sportsbook for sponsoring this live watch along and everything we do here at the Hockey Podcast Network. Make sure when you sign up for DraftKings to use our promo code THPN and tell them Neil and Tyler sent you. That certainly helps us as well. So again, we are at the first intermission of our game between the Washington Capitals and the Edmonton Oilers. The Oilers put up 20 shots on goal, but could not score. Capitals put up 9 of their own, and neither team could find the back of the net. It's no score after 1 period of play. Let's get to some more comments here. Trying to catch up here. Who are the Packers of the NBA? A storied franchise, but underachieves in the playoffs despite being a great regular season team. The Houston Rockets, maybe. I'm not sure. But that would probably be my. I don't even know what to say. Story franchise. The 76ers, maybe. I mean that could be probably the best example I could give, but I'm not really sure. People first, UConn saying I might go to a Vancouver Canucks game in April. Hey, it'll be a little bit warmer for you, buddy. Exciting. So that's fun. Lauren saying I hope my Steelers don't bring back Terrell Edmonds. Edmonds was terrible, although Jason Pierre-Paul was even worse. I remember when Pierre got burnt by T. Higgins. I guess we'll see what the Steelers decide to do. Upon hearing Jacob is going camping and moose hunting, Neil breathes a sigh of relief and plans a Vegas Golden Knights stream. Yeah, he would hate me. He would hate me for that. He would hate me for that. What is going on, Nolan Stevens, buddy? Thank you so much for coming on and saying hi. We appreciate it, Nolan. While you're here, make sure to leave a like on the stream as well. Subscribe if you haven't already. Helps out the channel. Really, really do appreciate you hanging out with us. Lauren says, this will be my last comment. I say this in the live stream because I'll be tuning into a sports hangout from one of my favorite Ducks fans. I will see you. Hey, Lauren, thank you so much as always, my friend, for hanging out with us. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Leave a like on the stream if you haven't already before you go. And we will see you in the next live watch along. Nolan says Terrell Edmonds is good. Flyers did indeed beat the Knights. I believe it was 2-1 last night. Jacob says, I would never talk to Neil. He spelled my first name wrong. Again, if he does one when I'm gone. I think I have done one while you weren't here, or your Wi-Fi was out. I think your Wi-Fi was out, so that kind of doesn't really count. Nolan says, who do you think I am? I'm already that's true. No, that is true. I apologize, Nolan. I know I apologize, my friend. But thank you so much, as always, man, for hanging out with us. We really, really do appreciate it. Andy said, yes, indeed, Flyers did beat the Knights. One of the several kind of really weird results from last night's games. As currently TNT is talking.
It was a crazy night in the NHL. So many high scores, and it was wild, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And currently Elliot Friedman is talking with TNT about some potential moves. It's really weird to see Elliot Friedman on an American television station when he's usually, for, was it TSN, right? Or Sportsnet? TSN, right?
Yeah, TSN. Well, a lot of the times it's on the Sportsnet here up in Canada. But, when it comes to NHL insiders, Elliot Friedman's the GOAT. When you're listening to Elliot Friedman, you have to be pretty confident in what he's saying, because he's such a great insider and such a knowledgeable guy, and he doesn't spill out the BS stuff. So tons of respect to him.
He certainly is, and I tell people all the time, he's probably the Adam Schefter of the NHL. The main guy that gives you the reports and and tells you when rumors are coming around and things that happen. Mm-hmm. He's usually one of the first guys that jumps on it, so he's really good at his job. What's going on, Ray Neal Soda? Thank you so much for coming on and saying hi. We appreciate it. Leave a like on the stream if you haven't already. Helps out the channel. What's going on, Eric? Big Raptors fan. What's going on, boss man? Thank you so much for hanging out with us and saying what's up. Appreciate it. Leave a like if you haven't already. Helps out the channel tremendously. Zach says, Belzy guy, thoughts on what the Bruins do at the deadline? All right. I like this. I like when you guys ask this question. So, Tyler, I'm going to let you start this question. So, what do you think? What do you see the Bruins doing? Because I know Zach, he asked me this question the last time I did a stream, and I told him that I just really didn't know exactly what the Bruins needed right now. They kind of seem pretty good for where they are, but I want to hear your opinion.
Yeah, it's interesting because they're one of those teams where it seems like whenever they are making moves at the deadline, it seems to be adding to the forward depth. That seems to be what they've gone through a lot. And I know they tried to make some moves in the offseason last year to kind of help with that, bringing in guys like Holla. You brought in Nick Foligno there. So they made moves to acquire guys who they know can help with a deep playoff run. But they still have had some struggles, with some of their depth scoring besides making those moves. So it's going to be really interesting to see where they go. And you got to remember too, Jake DeBrusk did ask for a trade. He has been lighting it up as of recently. So that's only going to help his trade value. So you think if you're going to trade a guy like that, they're probably going to be looking at acquiring some help up front still. I think they're not in a terrible position on the back end. Goaltending is a bit weird, but I do believe Swayman can be the guy there. It's unfortunate what happened with Rask. I know a lot of fans were probably anticipating his return and being a big part of a potential deep playoff run. But things change, and Swayman has stepped up and proven to be that guy who could take over. So I'm not sure who they're going to be targeting. They could go big and try to make a big splash and try to pull in a guy like Giroux. That would be a huge move for Boston to try to, get past some of those teams in the Atlantic Division. Tampa Bay, Florida, you're looking at Toronto. That is 3 top-notch teams in the NHL who are all basically playing like top 5 NHL teams. So If you're the Boston Bruins and you're serious about making a move to get past those teams in the playoffs, maybe you have to do something very drastic and maybe try to target a guy like Giroux or another huge name that's out there, maybe a Thomas Hertl, something that could probably help, whether it's a winger or a centerman. I don't think they could go wrong by just adding some really good depth.
Yeah, they're really an interesting team because I feel like in many ways they're kind of balanced. And yeah, I think goaltending would have been a question mark had obviously Jeremy Swayman not really stepped up the way he stepped up this year. I think the bigger question is, are they going to be able to have the money and term to sign Patrice Bergeron to a long-term deal? Because I believe he is expected to be a UFA at the end of the season. So I wouldn't expect Patrice Bergeron to go anywhere else. Kind of like a Tuukka Rask situation. I bet you he'd even take like a shorter deal to stay in Boston. But, crazy, things can certainly happen. But Boston will be a team that I look at them as they need a little bit more scoring on the bottom six. Maybe they don't have to go out there as somebody big to do that. But definitely they could also make a splash if they feel like that is the necessary move to make in order to get them to where they want to go, and that is to win a Stanley Cup. Eric says Sharks have 17 goals in 10 games. Coyotes have 17 goals in 2 games.
How about Nick Schmaltz, eh? Wow, dude.
Oh, dude.
Insane.
They had like 9 goals last night?
I think they beat 9-2, and then they tore apart my Senators too a couple nights earlier. So that was a bit painful to watch.
Well, the Devils also lost to the Coyotes in New Jersey, so I can kind of feel the pain that everybody else has been feeling this year. Our good buddy Jonathan Garcia is in the chat. He says, "F the Capitals. All my homies hate the Capitals. Go Knights. We will win the Cup." Well, how about you make the playoffs first? How about you actually get into a playoff position before you started talking about winning a Stanley Cup? But thank you so much, Jonathan, for leaving some comments. We appreciate it. Leave a like on the stream if you haven't already. Helps out the channel tremendously. I like the Leafs, but even though they're a joke, Jonathan, just chill, man. I mean, can the Leafs just win a playoff series, and then maybe we can start talking about what else they can do? If they can win a playoff series, we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
I secretly want to watch that continue to fail.
I think we all do. I think we all get really sick pleasure from watching the Leafs every single year completely crap the bed and not make it out of the first round.
So, But I mean, holy Matthews just having a scary good year. So it could be the year, but now all of a sudden their goaltending is struggling. So that raises some question marks for sure for that team.
It certainly does. Zach says, best case for me, he's talking about the Bruins, is Rickard Rakell or Elias Lindholm from Anaheim. Elias Lindholm? Or Hampus Lindholm, excuse me.
Hampus Lindholm, yes. So putting them together as a package could be pretty interesting. I mean, Rakell brings a good two-way game with a good scoring touch, and then Hampus Lindholm maybe takes off some of that pressure off McAvoy, too, who could also spend some time running the power play as well. And he's such a good puck mover, too. He's going to help move that puck up the ice. So that would be a really nice package to pick up for a playoff run for Boston. So I really like that, Zach.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see, what Boston does. Zach said, I really have no clue. I think that's a good point because they're kind of a team, not necessarily like it's a question mark. It's more of just like, well, what do they really need? Like, what do they need that's going to get them to where they already are? So that's kind of a question. But we are just about ready, ladies and gentlemen, to get underway in the second period of our game as the rep is at center ice and the puck has been dropped. So we are underway here in the second period of our game. Again, no score so far in our game between the Capitals and the Edmonton Oilers. So we'll see if both teams can find the back and then here in period number 2 is we're having a lot of fighting going on, and I'm sure you could see it, Tyler. We got a lot of fighting going on between Capitals and Golden Knights fans in the chat. Our good buddy James Sorensen is caught in the middle of it. What's going on, James? Good to see you as always, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Neil talk about making the playoffs when his Devils are nowhere near a playoff spot. All right, yeah, okay, great. You're roasting me for like the umpteenth time. But, Jacob, here's the thing. Yeah. The Devils also have 3 Stanley Cups, and the Golden Knights have none, and they've constantly choked in the playoffs. So I really don't want to hear it. I can keep this going all night long. You already know that, buddy. John says he's salty we beat them in the Stanley Cup Finals. And that Finals wasn't even really close, to be quite honest with you. There was nobody stopping Ovechkin from getting that cup. Nobody.
No, once he made statements against not only Pittsburgh there in the second round, but once they got past Tampa, it was hard to doubt that team. Even on Vegas's magical Stanley Cup playoff run that first year, that was one of the most wild, entertaining playoffs I think I've ever seen.
Absolutely, Jay. I like this. Zach says VGK some ass. Okay. James says, okay, I'm mad. No Vancouver game. Yeah. James is upset because we're not doing the Vancouver game. No, I gotta catch up on my sleep, buddy. So I can't always do a Vancouver game, but I promise you I'll probably be able to do another one before the season comes up. But as always, man, leave a like on the stream. You haven't already. You already know the drill, man. It helps out the channel tremendously. Just says Golden Knights are 15th in the NHL and the Caps are 11th in the NHL. There you go. There you go. What's going on, Andrew? Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well on this Wednesday evening. Thank you, as always, for hanging out with us. We appreciate it. Leave a like on the stream and also welcome our good buddy, Tyler. I'm sure you're going to be texting me later and be like, who is the new guy? As all of you have asked. This is Tyler. He is one of the co-hosts of the Keeping Up with the Krakens podcast, which covers the Seattle Kraken here on the Hockey Podcast Network. He wanted to dabble in the live watchalongs, and Josh asked me if it was okay if he could hang out with me, and I said absolutely. I don't get that many opportunities to do a live watchalong with somebody else, so it's kind of a nice change, and I'm enjoying hanging out with Tyler and watching some good old hockey between two teams with some of the best players in the NHL.
Yeah, no, Neil, I'm having a great time too. And you know what? I think we're probably going to have to do this a few more times before the end of the season. What do you think?
I think we should do a Devils Kraken game when the Devils travel Seattle later this year. I think that would be fun.
Oh, 100%. 100% we'll book that.
We'll have a lot more.
That'll be fun.
We'll have a lot more in-depth to talk about by that point, because then we'll really know where both teams are and what they're looking like by that point.
Probably the some trades too and whatnot. I mean, more probably from the Kraken side of things. Like you said earlier, you don't expect too many moves from the Devils coming up here.
Back hit try there by Backstrom, and he scores! It's Nicholas Backstrom! Oh my goodness, what a backhand goal! As he kind of whacked that out of midair, and it somehow got past Koskinen and into the net. And just like that, 2:17 into the second, the Capitals strike first. It's 1-0, as this was a free goal. As Backstrom wasn't even looking. He didn't even look at the shot. He just kind of whacked it and went through the legs of Koskinen.
Just a turning spin and whack at it, and nice little saucer pass over from Anthony Mantha there to find him.
Kind of a weak goal, though. I would say it was kind of a weak goal, as Backstrom gets just his 5th of the year. So Ovechkin's best friend gets on the board on just the 10th shot of the game for Washington, who strike first on a goal by Nick Backstrom.
It's really going to help out too now having Anthony Mantha back for the Capitals there. That's a big piece that they haven't been able to have in the lineup for part of this season. So that's going to really help them for a playoff push.
I like this comment from Isaiah Frost. Thank you so much, man, for the comment. Leave a like as well as subscribe if you haven't already. He says, go Blues! We've lost 4 in a row. Let's go. Yeah, they did lose to the Ottawa Senators, which really screwed me, because I decided to play Jordan Binnington in fantasy and that, he'll win that game because he's been playing well of late. Nope. He just decided to take a nosedive and crap the bet against Ottawa. No disrespect, Tyler.
No, none taken. I'm actually, I'm a huge believer in the Blues. I love that team. I loved their cup run a couple of years back in 2019 too. And I think they could be a team that makes a couple sneaky moves coming this trade deadline too. So they could acquire some big names. So maybe somebody for the back end, perhaps, because they have some insane depth up front this year with their scoring.
And they do have a bunch of cap space, so they could definitely make some moves. We got Kana Kuka-Ainen. I apologize if I said that incorrectly, but thank you so much for the comment, my friend. We appreciate it. Leave a like on the stream as well. Subscribe if you haven't already. Helps out the channel. We got another Canucks fan. We get Canucks and Golden Knights fans a lot in these chats. Even if we're not doing a game for either one of them, they're always in the chat, which we appreciate. NBA scoreboard update. Knicks are blowing the hell out of the Dallas Mavericks in the second quarter, 36-17. Thank you, RJ. Let's see what else is going on here. Andrew said he just did. Thank you, buddy. Jonathan, the new guy, as I don't know how many times I'm going to have to say this today. This is Tyler. Tyler covers the,
Yeah.
You know what, Tyler, this time I'm going to let you introduce yourself. Bless you.
Yeah. My name's Tyler Bell. I am running the Keeping Up with the Krakens podcast as part of the THPN, the Hockey Podcast Network team. And this is my first stream, and I'm glad to be doing it with Neil. Such an energetic guy. And, thank you for having me a part of this. This is awesome.
Absolutely. James says, other broadcaster, there's a two-headed monster, had a broadcaster. Come on, guys. Dude, James, come on, man. Sometimes we gotta include more people. Everybody wants to hang out with us and do these things. They're a lot of fun, and we love interacting with all of you guys 100%. As I got to catch up with the comments here as this game is going along. People from First Yukon says, hi, Neil, and he also says hi to Tyler. Good to see you guys again. Hope you're doing well. Andrew said, Tyler, Neil, and I talked about his books. Yes, we did. We talked a little bit about that. I did write a couple books that are on Amazon. So if you just search my name,
wow, really?
Neil,
no way.
Yeah,
that's exciting.
I wrote a book.
What did you write about?
So I wrote a book about the pain of being a New York Jets fan. I wrote about the suffering of being a New York Mets fan. And then I wrote a book about the hilariousness that is the Toronto Maple Leafs. All of those books are on Amazon. If you search my name, Neil Villapiano, you can check them out on hardcover or ebook. I'd appreciate if you guys could go check it out and show me some support. It really, really helps me out 100%. Hi, Guy, plus chat, plus Neil. Cheers to you for the game. Thanks. No worries, James.
Cheers, James.
Cheers as always, buddy. Let's see here. Seattle Kraken and Devils play on April 16th at 10 p.m. God damn it.
Another late one, Neil. You're gonna have to stay late for that one. It's gonna hurt you when you lose bad to Seattle. Oh man, that's.
Oh, dude, I can't wait for that. James says me for a few dollars. Fair enough. Let's see what else is going on here. As again, also people love to interact with one another in the chat. We have such a great community here. So I absolutely love it. Yeah. So let's see. Do Vegas fans and Washington fans still have beef? Yes. This has been very obvious over the last 10 minutes in this chat. As a nice feed in front there to Shore, and he couldn't score. Follow-up try there, a stop. Rebound try just goes wide as Ilya Samsonov continues to be strong in net here, Tyler. He's just phenomenal tonight. He's been absolutely phenomenal.
And that's what you need from him after Washington played last night. Another late game against Calgary there, too. He's just stepped up and holding this Capitals team to this 1-0 lead. Incredible job what he's doing.
He certainly has been. Andrew saying, are you watching on TNT? Yeah, I'm lucky enough to watch this game on cable. So, I'm getting kind of almost up to the date, which is good. As that shot by Nick Schmaltz gets deflected out of play. 14-17 to go in second period. Nick Backstrom with the only goal so far. This one he scored a little over 2 minutes into this period, getting just his 5th of the year. And I am indeed watching this on TNT. I believe Tyler's watching this on a stream, I want to say.
Yeah, I am watching the TNT stream actually on online here. So yeah, just a few seconds. I think I'm like 30 seconds behind you, Neil, but that's okay because you get to commentate it, and then I can pay attention to what happens and then kind of get a better look at what's going on. So it works out good.
Absolutely. Jonathan says, I wish we still had Nate Schmidt. We was good. Yeah, I mean, you traded him because you have to trade everybody because you're so far over the cap that you have to make those moves. You're gonna have to get rid of some other fan favorites. More trades
coming too. More trades coming. They got to clear $10 million. So
I don't know how they're going to clear $10 million. I don't know how the hell they're going to clear $10 million. Maybe
I don't know either, Neil.
Maybe Mark Stone will go back to Ottawa. Maybe they'll make a move for Mark Stone and they'll just clear all the cap space they want.
Yeah, they can have Brandstrom back all they want, and we'll take Mark Stone any day. So I love me with some Mark Stone. He's awesome. Fair.
Yes, we do. As John is pumped up saying Sammy, 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 Sammy. So obviously cheering on his boy Samsonov. Simpsonov from The Simpsons. I like that. That's pretty pretty corny though. That's pretty corny. As I love how we're getting like more comments about like Jack Eichel and like the Golden Knights. Like we got this Jack Eichel as we're getting a penalty here actually against Zach Hyman with 13:56 to go in the second period, and now the Capitals would get their first chance on the power play while already leading here 1-0. Jacob says Mark Stone will be back when the playoffs come around. Yeah, and then he'll be traded. That's what's going to happen. So instead, they want to move Cap. They can do that. Mark Stone.
They could hold him on that LTIR until playoffs and get away with it. So that could definitely happen. Yep.
That's true. Mark Stone to Ottawa. Then who's the captain? That's more of a Tyler.
Who'd be captain of Vegas?
Oh, Jack Eichel, because you love him so much, right? Just make Eichel the damn captain.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, you think about it. They got Pacioretty, Eichel, and Pietrangelo, who have all held the C for other teams. So you got 3 former captains on that team. I would still have to keep Brady Tkachuk captain if he's coming back to Ottawa, though. I think a lot of Sens fans, though, wanted Mark Stone to be the guy who didn't get traded and to be named captain and sign long-term. But, he had other plans. He wanted to go to a contender and fight for a cup, and he's getting that chance with Vegas. So all respect to him. And, for a guy who was a late round pick, he's brought so much to the Sens organization and so much value, and just loved watching him. And he's probably one of the happiest guys when somebody else on the other team scores a goal. He's got some of the best celebrations out there.
He certainly does, 100%. Kind of Kuainen, I'm trying to say it correctly because I know it's in Finnish. Canucks will show Montreal who's Canada's best. I would be shocked if Montreal won that game, and I really do hope Vancouver wins because I have a soft spot for the Vancouver Canucks a little bit. I have some friends that are also Canucks fans, like our good buddy Isha. He's a big Canucks fan.
Right.
He's a big Canucks fan, so he's
right.
I'm sure he'll be up watching that one. No cap space in playoffs. Yeah, you guys won't have the Vegas Golden Knights are going to be an interesting situation. But now, ladies and gentlemen, with the Capitals on the power play, let's see if Ovechkin ends up standing in the one damn spot he always stands in and maybe scores, because that would be a classic.
We might see
Ovechkin
history
goal
here. We might see history, Neil.
So we'll see. We'll see. What's going on, DJ Squishy and White Chocolate Chip? It's a backhand try there by TJ Oshie. It's stopped by Koskinen. Great save there by Koskinen. But thank you so much for saying hi, man. We appreciate it. Leave a like on the stream while you're here. Helps out the channel tremendously. But good to see you as always, buddy. Really, really do appreciate it. What's going on here? Cool. Kinda. I'll be okay with beer tie at the end of the game. More money. Fair enough. Fair enough. Dude, there's so many comments going on right now. I'm actually having trouble keeping up, but I appreciate you guys commenting so much.
We love the interaction here. It's great.
Absolutely. Is 1 minute to go here on the Washington power play. 12:30 to go in this second period. Capitals with the 1-0 lead right now. As now Oshie and somebody else is fighting. Now gets it to Carlson, back to Ovechkin. Ovechkin on the right side gets it. Oshie, one-timer and a great save by Koskinen. And then the Oilers clear. Great save by Mikko Koskinen there to prevent TJ Oshie from potentially scoring there. Let's see what else here. Has anyone been to Banff? I'm heading there in a couple months after I arrive in BC. Very excited, but know little about the place. I actually don't know as well, honestly. So if anybody else can help out our lovely
Neil,
person here.
I can help out, actually.
All right, Tyler, go ahead.
So Kuainen. So I live about 2.5 hour drive from Banff. So I've been there 5 or 6, 7 times. Unreal place, great little village. You said, when is it? A couple months from now? So March, April, May. The snow's going to be melting. It's just a wonderful place. There's tons to do there. Check out the village for sure. And if you get a chance to, head out to Lake Louise. That's about an hour drive from there, and go check out Moraine Lake and obviously Lake Louise, and go walk around that hotel even. It's just a fantastic establishment, and yeah, man, that's going to be awesome. Banff is such a beautiful place, so I'm excited for you to go.
So shout out to Tyler for bailing me out there because I had no idea what was being talked about there, but the Capitals power play came to an end, and it looks like Tom Wilson may have drawn another one. So it looks like the Capitals are going right back to the power play here with another chance to try to go up by 2. So we'll see here what happens. As RJ says, tomorrow Jets play the New Jersey Devils at 7 p.m. Thank you as always for the updates, RJ. Appreciate what's going on. Colin Smith, good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well today. Go Cardinals, 12-time World Series champions. Very impressive. Very impressive indeed. Andrew saying, are you streaming tomorrow? I'm not, but I do believe we do have a live watch along tomorrow. So make sure you guys hit the notification bell so you don't miss any new live watch alongs that we do here on the Hockey Podcast Network. As a one-time shot by Oshie again, it's stonewalled by Koskinen. So what else we got going on here? Some Collins saying Malcolm Subban, PK Subban. All right. Awesome to hear, Tyler. I'm moving from Ireland. Very excited to say the least.
That's
Any
awesome.
bit of info with visiting landmarks would be a great help. So there you go. There you go. So she appreciates the help there. He or she appreciates the help 100%. So shout out to Tyler for that one.
Yeah, no problem at all. I don't know if you're a big hiker or, just want to get out in the wilderness, but, there's great apps that you could download to, get to see all of those areas there. But I mean, they do a great job with sharing all the information too around it. And there are some pretty neat places to go eat. Trying to think of some at the top of my head, but you're going to love it there. It's absolutely phenomenal. And doesn't matter what the weather is. It could be, minus 25 and still fun, or it could be plus 25 too. And definitely a bit busier in the summertime, but you're going to love Banff. It's just amazing there. Great experience.
Sounds like it's going to definitely be that. As now the Capitals still in the offensive zone. Backstrom over to the left side. Gets it back to Backstrom. Ovechkin just standing in that spot because he's waiting for the puck. But the Oilers are able to clear it out of play. Doesn't look like it's going to be a delay of game. So we'll get a face-off here. Colin Smith says, go Devils, 2023 champs. Man, I hope you're right, Colin. That would be nice. That would be really, really nice. James says, Jasper, I've also lived in 6 years. Great place to call home. Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Jasper
Eric says,
is unbelievable too. Yeah.
Eric says, I've seen the Jersey Devils. Very cool. I have seen them many, many times as well. Then I saw the Jersey Devil. Oh, so you saw the mythical creature, my friend? That's quite impressive. That's quite impressive indeed. Again, another comment for Tyler. I want to get out into the wilderness, man. Many people do not appreciate nature, don't know what they're missing.
I couldn't agree with that comment more. That's a big reason why I live where I live. I am pretty much in the middle of nowhere where I live, on the outskirts of the Rocky Mountains. So I'm right with you, man. I live right in the heart of the wilderness, and I get to see a lot of the wilderness from day to day. I mean, last week I just seen a bobcat with two little babies crossing the road in front of me, and it's just you never know what you're going to see. And up in that Banff area and even Jasper, tons of wildlife. They have bears that are famous in that area, caribou. You're going to go there and you're going to love the nature and everything it provides. So that's awesome to hear. I'm excited for you.
The only animals I see here in Jersey nowadays are freaking deer. So you're very lucky that you get to see some pretty exotic animals.
And the Jersey Devil, of course, right?
Oh, yes, of course.
Yeah,
As Eric says, Leon Draisaitl looks pissy. He probably is feeling a little pissy with the way the Oilers have been playing. I mean, they've had a couple of really good chances, but Samsonov has really, really done well. Actually, the Oilers only have 2 shots on goal, and we have about 9 minutes to go in this second period. So the Capitals have done a better job on the defensive side here in the second period, as now we get an opportunity for Connor McDavid coming into the zone with speed, drops it off to the right side, but it's broken up by Washington, intercepted again by McDavid, and then he single-handedly cleared the puck out of his own zone. And so the Oilers will have to go back and regroup. Eric says, I've seen the Jersey Devil on Google Images. Well, that makes sense, as now McDavid fed it over to Evander Kane, and a good save there by Samsonov. Another try is stopped by Samsonov. Scramble in front of the crease. Where's the puck? It's finally taken out by Nick Schultz, and now the Capitals look to come the other way, and they backhand it into the Oilers zone. Again, Tyler, Samsonov is the man of the moment right now.
Absolute brick wall in this game. Not much else to say about that. I mean, Edmonton hasn't had a whole lot in the second period compared to what they what they put on net in the first period, but nothing's changed with Samsonov. He's looking really steady in net tonight.
He certainly has. Eric says Devils had a good dynasty. We did in the late 90s and early 2000s. Hopefully we can get back to some point like that in the future. Andy says, I can get Kraken tickets. My cousin is the district manager for Best Buy in Seattle.
Wow,
that's pretty cool.
Pretty exciting. Yeah, that's awesome. I would definitely check that out if you get the opportunity. From the games I get to watch, so, some of those crowds are insane there, even for, a bit of a smaller building that they have. But, it being more of that underground style there, that would be an amazing place to go watch a game. And I hope one day I get that opportunity. So, yeah, go Kraken.
James says, go, walk, be quiet. So there you go. I think James also he's from the Vancouver Islands, I believe. So I think he knows a little bit about the scenic views up north. So that's pretty cool. Eric says, Firmer Productions, do you like the Commanders? So I guess we'll see. I like most teams. I like most every team except the Knights. All right. So fair enough, Andy. That's a fair question. Another thing here, while I'm in BC before I head to Banff, got to visit Stanley Park and Van Island. A prime example of Canada as a country, there are very few that match its scenery.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. And yeah, those two areas are very, very, very beautiful again. So lots of different places across Canada that are, very scenic and very beautiful. So excited to have you come visit the country and enjoy it. So that's awesome.
Eric says, do you like the Washington Commanders? I mean, I'm a Giants fan, so no. Do I like the name? No. I would have gone with Red Wolves or just kept the football team. That would have been probably more fine than what they ended up doing. But, I mean, Todd, you got an opinion on this or not really?
I'm not big of a football guy, so
I just like to keep you included. Yeah. I like to keep
that's
you
fair.
included.
I like it. Yeah, I appreciate that. I wish I could answer it, but if I tried to, everybody would be like, "Oh, this guy obviously doesn't know his football."
I've had people in these streams ask me, and this was before the Super Bowl. They were like, "Oh, can you do a live watch along of the Super Bowl?" I'm like, I don't know if I could do it on the Hockey Pod stream, but I could try. As a pass in front there, the Oilers score. And I believe it is Kyle Yamamoto who taps it in. And finally, the Oilers are able to beat Samsonov, and they've tied this game up at 1.
On the power play, and that was Ovechkin on the bench minor too.
So Ovechkin took the penalty, and then it was Connor McDavid who just made an absolutely gorgeous feed to Kyle Yamamoto. He just fed it over, and then Yamamoto just simply tapped it in. Samsonov had no chance to get that one. The Oilers finally are able to crack through on Samsonov and tie this game up at 1. Kyle Yamamoto, probably another very underrated player, but obviously you do question how good could he really be without playing with a guy like Connor McDavid. But nonetheless, Yamamoto with his 12th goal of the season ties it up on the 26th shot on goal for the Oilers. So that was a nice goal indeed.
Perfect pass out front. All Yamamoto had to do is an easy tap into the net there. Strong on his stick, which was a great play. But yeah, how do you not put up points if you get to play that much with McDavid, right?
Right, absolutely. Andy says, I think Bruce Willis lives in Vancouver. I think I did hear that. I think he does live in Vancouver, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it wouldn't shock me.
As now Kuznetsov comes in and he gets his stick lifted by Draisaitl, and that opportunity goes for naught. At Tyler, won't visit Montreal just yet, though. I hear they ain't fans of English speakers.
So some of that is true. So I can't deny that completely. So it is still a pretty awesome place to go, though. They have a pretty nice, pretty exciting, exotic night scene there, I would say. And then, if you've ever hit the hills or the slopes at all, skiing, snowboarding, they have Mount Tremblant there, which is tons of fun. So I've only been there once, and that was for Mount Tremblant. And I mean, it's almost worth going, Neil, just for the poutine experience. So
Yes,
It's
I've been
amazing.
told numerous times that I need to have poutine. So I mean, I'm sure someone's going to mention it again that I haven't had it yet. I know Isha constantly gives me grief for not having it yet, but
You're
well,
missing out, Neil.
I haven't been to. Well, first of all, I haven't been to
It's
Canada
not
yet.
food. It's an experience.
Well,
It's
to
an
say I haven't been to
experience.
Canada yet, so you got to give me at least the benefit of the doubt to let me at least get there
Fair.
first. I mean,
That's
I know there's
fair.
places in the United States, but yeah, I know. Don't be horrible is in the chat. By the way, as before that, Lucas Hempbird saying, "Let's go." Thank you so much for the comment, Lucas. Leave a like on the stream as well. Subscribe if you haven't already. Helps out the channel tremendously. Jacob likes that goal. Andy does not, understandably so. Don't be horrible. Asking for like the umpteenth time since we started tonight. Who is the new guy? Tyler, take it away, my friend.
Yeah. My name's Tyler Bell. I am currently co-hosting the Keeping Up with the Krakens podcast. That's for the Seattle Kraken, and that's part of the Hockey Podcast Network, of course. And this is my first stream, so that's why all these questions keep popping up, Neil. But so I just want to say hi to Don't Be Horrible, and I'll probably be around kicking it with Neil a few times this season. So yeah, you might have to just get used to having me on here.
Yeah, you're going to have to get used to it. As the Oilers, number 37, I believe that's Fogle, is actually going to go to the sin bin as he grabbed Lars Eller there. So the Capitals will go back to the power play for already the third time in this period, and they'll look to try to get themselves the go-ahead goal. And let's see if Ovechkin this time can get himself that elusive goal he's trying to get to. Number 677, I believe, is the next milestone for him. Andy saying,
Yep.
Parlez-vous français? No, I'm not doing this. Enough with it. No. Look, you guys tried it with Spanish. Here's the thing. You tried it with French. You tried it with Spanish. We had Slovakian one time. I only speak English. I'm so sorry. I'm very sorry that I don't speak other languages. Tyler, you speak any other languages other than English?
I don't, unfortunately. I'm not that
So-
skilled, but I should. I mean, I know a tiny bit maybe of some French, but not really enough to have a full conversation, Neil.
Fair enough. I'm not even. I don't even know enough to get by even a little bit. As Ovechkin on the 1T slap shot from his spot was surprisingly stopped by Mikko Koskinen. But the Capitals get it right back in the zone. It's Carlson with a shot that gets deflected wide. Ovechkin tries to get there first and keeps it in. James says, Kamloops is a nice place if you go, though. Fruit Fields, Best Buy, fresh baby, yummy as that shot there by the Capitals, and they score. And I'm not sure who it is. I believe it's Nick Backstrom again that scored that one. As I'll get a chance to look really quickly here. And I believe it is indeed Nick Backstrom who gets his second of the game on the power play. And with 5:04 to go in the second, the Capitals retake the lead. It's now 2-1.
Let's see. It's just about to pop up here.
That was a nice play there as Backstrom gave it to Carlson, top of the point. Carlson waited,
just ripped
took a shot. Oh, my bad. It's actually Carlson. My apologies. It's Carlson who got the goal for the Capitals. The New Jersey native goes top shelf over the glove side of Mikko Koskinen and in. John Carlson is the one that gets the goal, as we're actually getting a coach's challenge here for something. I got to unmute the TV for a second. It looks like they're challenging it for offsides, and it looks like Backstrom, Tyler, might be offside, so this goal may be coming back.
Wow.
Don't be horrible saying Poutine, Neil. You should go to Putinville in Quebec if you ever go. I will go. I promised it like 100 times that I will do that. Thank God I researched enough to know what poutine is. Fair enough. James says, what's the
you have to have it if you come to Canada. Quebec, though, they do it the best. The cheese curds, you can't compete with it. You can get poutine all around Canada, of course, but when you've had one in Quebec, it just doesn't compare, Neil. It just doesn't.
Apparently it doesn't. Well, the ref just waved his arms, no goal, so the play was offside. So that goal goes for naught. So Flash Score will update itself in a moment, but it is now back to a tie hockey game here with 5:22 to go in the second period.
Clearly offside. Yeah.
It was offsides.
Yep.
It was, and there's no question about it. What's the Montreal-Vancouver score? That game starts at 10:30, James. That game starts at 10:30. That will be right after this game here between the Edmonton Oilers and Washington Capitals. So stay tuned. Don't Be Horrible says, new guy. He does have a name for the umpteenth time. Neil is a legend around here. We all like him. Thank you, Don't Be Horrible. Appreciate the comment.
I can already tell with how many people have been pumping his tires and excited to see him back on the stream. It's no doubt that Neil is a legend around here. No doubt.
I don't know Finnish either. I'm sorry. I really don't know Finnish. I apologize for that here as my damn share screen just decided to give out. So give me 1 second, guys. It's a little technical. All right, there we go. Fixed it. There we go. Technology never works when you need it. Okay, Jacob's starting to speak in French. You guys are just screwing with me now. I love it. I absolutely love it. James says, Jacob, please, not funny, man. LOL. Thanks, Jacob, for my 69-1. Nice. Haha, my pleasures. Very nice. John Carlson, yes, I get one of my times picks right. No, you didn't, as they called an offsides. I have to catch up on the comments. Andy's not happy. Neither is John. Andy again. Now Hockey Troll be raging. Yes, very troll. Neil's uncle was in a major motion picture. No,
True
it wasn't.
Story?
No, my uncle. Okay, so I guess I have to explain this so that we can get clarification here. Andrew says that's brutal. No, I mean that was he was offsides. To just talk about the backstream situation, he was offsides. He was completely offsides in the play, so there was really no argument there. The challenge of you is that the player went offsides. The call is no goal. Thank you, RJ. But yeah, to let everybody know, my uncle, Phil Villapiano, played the National Football League for well over a decade with the Oakland Raiders and the Buffalo Bills, and he became good friends with Tom Hanks, who ended up making the movie. What was the name of the movie? That Thing You Do, right? Tom Hanks made a movie called That Thing You Do, and there was a scene in a diner, the diner right by the airport, and it was called Villapiano's. So yeah, our family name was in a Tom Hanks movie. So that's
pretty cool, Neil. That's an
awesome
awesome story. But the fact that he said he played in the NFL too for 10 years.
Yeah, he played well over. I think he played 13, if I'm not mistaken, 13 or 14 years, mostly with the Raiders, and then like a year or two with the Buffalo Bills as. So yeah, and it's very cool, and he's a really good guy and supports this. He supports the network. He supports everything I do, and we appreciate him 100%. So that's kind of a fun thing that we do. Andy's talking in French. Can we not, guys? Can we not do this, man? I really don't. I don't want to do this tonight, guys. I really don't want to do this. Ghost Man, what's going on? Thank you so much for coming on and saying hi. We appreciate it. Leave a like on the stream as well as subscribe. It helps out the channel tremendously. Andy says, I love Russia. You probably shouldn't say that right now, but okay. We'll just leave it at that. We'll just leave it at that. Carlson wants his 100 points, but didn't score. No, he did 100 points. What do you mean, his career? I don't think he has 100 points this season. That would be phenomenal. I'm trying to figure that out. At Neil, I swear to God, Hockey Troll. Yes, Hockey Troll. One of the guys that does the Caps Chirp podcast here on the Hockey Podcast Network covers the Washington Capitals. He says, I swear to God, Hockey Troll did the Hurricanes Caps game last week. He was so bored he nearly cured my Yeah, Troll.
Fired.
What you heard on the live stream is a shot there by the Capitals, just goes wide of the net. Yeah, what you hear on the live stream is what you hear on the podcast. And I would highly recommend you go check out Hockey Troll and my guy Paulie Cupcakes on the Caps Chirp, talking all things Washington Capitals, and also letting you know every day how much they despise the Pittsburgh Penguins, which is obviously very funny and enjoyable to listen to. Those guys are great. Really enjoy hanging out with them. James says, Kanye, you will like to drive through the mountains. I have every time. So we're still talking about that area.
It's majestic. All those drives around that area, just breathtaking, stunning. You're just driving through mountains beside you the whole time, Neil. It's pretty awesome.
Absolutely. That shot there is stopped by Samson. Follow-up try on the backhand, and they score! And the Oilers have taken the lead. It's one of the most overrated defensemen in the league. It's Cody Ceci who scores as he beats Ilya Samsonov over his shoulder and in. And with 1:46 to go in the second, the Oilers, at least for now, have taken the lead. It's now 2-1. That was a backhand try. That was a weird goal. That was really a weird goal.
Oh, wow. He hit that out of midair there, Neil, and then was able to just put it top shelf. So that's a big goal there for Cody Ceci. And what a guy who's kind of resurrected his career a little bit. I mean, he was at a pretty low once he got traded over to Toronto from Ottawa. Was able to go to Pittsburgh and really find his game and earn himself a big contract too in the offseason with the Oilers. I thought it was a bit of an overpayment, bit of a risky play, but he's proven to be an all right defenseman for him this season.
He's still vastly overrated in my opinion. He gets just his third goal of the season, and the Oilers take the lead here as we got 100 seconds to go in this second period. Some more comments was with the play offsides. Yeah, the Carlson goal was negated earlier, which would have made it 2-1 Washington because Backstrom was offsides. John has a feeling that Tom Wilson will score next for Washington, so we'll see. Russia, go, go, go. So we got some more support here in the chat. Thank you so much. As always, we appreciate it. Enough with the French. Enough with the French. All right, I'm dying over here. You guys are killing me.
I think they want you to read it off. So
I'm not reading that because I don't know French, and they wanted me to sound like an idiot. That sounds awesome, man. Thanks a million. I just need to master driving on the wrong side of the road in the wrong side of the car first. So there we go.
Oh yeah, I can imagine making that adjustment. That's got to be pretty tough to do right off the bat. If you're used to that left side to come over to the right side now, or vice versa. Good luck to you, sir. Yeah, best of luck. That's all I gotta say. And keep an eye out for those for that wildlife in that area too.
Do you guys get a lot of moose up there?
Yeah, well, yeah, tons. Yeah, moose. I mean, the deer are the worst though for the roads and getting in the way. Nothing beats New Jersey deer though. Nothing beats New Jersey deer. No, are they pretty bad at that there?
Yeah, they're the most annoying deer on the planet. They're not even afraid of us anymore. They just stare at us and taunt us like we're not even there. It's awful.
Neil, we actually like right where I live, there's a couple packs of wild horses that sometimes come up on the sides of the roads, and you really have to be careful with those at nighttime around here because their eyes don't glow, and some of them are just so dark too. That's really hard to see. So kind of a little dangerous, but yeah, wild horses. It's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool, actually. That's actually very, very cool. All right, I'm going to try. All right, I'll try once just to make Jacob's night. Neil est très chaud, mime, s'il est un fan des diables, je l'aime toujours. I swear to God, this is like crapping on the Devils. This is a comment that's probably telling me that the Devils suck. So Jacob says, everyone spam the chat with French. No, don't spam the chat with French, all right? I don't speak French. Tyler doesn't speak French. It's not going to work. Rainiel says, the Vegas Golden Knights are going to the playoffs this year. All right, Rainiel, it's still very much a possibility.
Yeah, it's looking likely.
Ghostman cheering on Ovechkin. Go on Ovi. All right, Ghostman. Thank you so much. Again, leave a like on the stream as well as subscribe if you haven't already. Helps out the channel tremendously. Jacob has moose walking around his town. Jacob also is living up in Canada, so I guess that's kind of a common thing. Jacob says, I have a pet moose. His name is Mikey. Is that possible? Is that actually possible to have a pet moose?
Hey, if people can have other wild exotic pets, then sure, I'd say a moose. But like, Neil, moose are dangerous. Like, you don't want to get in the way of a moose.
No, I don't want to get in the way of moose. Are you kidding me? I don't want to die.
No, they will trample. They will charge you too. They are huge, man. They're crazy big. Oh yeah.
Jacob says this means Neil is very hot, even though he's a Devils fan. Jesus Christ. All right. Thanks for that, Jacob. Thank you for the flattering comment. I appreciate it as always. Rainiel says, I think that was scared. Get the second pick. I have no idea what that. I think that was scared. Get the second pick. What do you mean by that, Rainiel? I just want to get more context of that here, but we got 1 minute to go here in the second period. Capitals right now have the puck, looking to try to go the other way, trying to get there with speed, and Kuznetsov gets knocked down. Doesn't look like it's going to be a penalty there, but we'll see if the Capitals here can try to create one last chance before the end of the second, try to tie this one up and go into the locker room tied as the Oilers just dump it back around the net, around the boards back into the Capital zone. But yeah, I think if you're Washington, you got to be a little bit frustrated because it was like the turn of momentum. You look like you had scored to take a 2-1 lead. It's offsides, no goal. And then just moments later, the Oilers go down and they're able to score and they take the 2-1 lead. So instead of being up by one, right now you're trailing by one as Orlovsky gets it over, takes a shot. That one just goes wide of the net. 3 seconds, 2-1, maybe one last chance. No. So that will do it for the second period of play as we got ourselves 3 goals in that period. One by Nick Backstrom. And then we got 2 from the Oilers, one by Kyle Yamamoto, and the other, the go-ahead goal, by Cody Ceci. So, Tyler, after 40 minutes of play, what do you think of this game?
Yeah, it was definitely a bit of a different second period there. We seen the teams kind of settle in a bit more, and then we seen some goal scoring, like you said. Washington came out and was able to get that nice backhander off by Backstrom there between the legs of Koskinen. Got the ball rolling for them, and it kind of felt like Washington was pressing more in that first half of that second period from what I was seeing at least. And then, again, Oilers are just able to get one on the power play, and McDavid's making a great play. They get the momentum to go their way. Cody Ceci, like you said, gets a really strange one there, kind of a scramble out front where he bats one out of midair on his backhand, top shelf. And then, of course, the waved off one from Washington there. That's kind of got to deplete that team a bit, but I expect them to recoup coming out of the second period intermission and come out guns blazing for this third period. But yeah, what did you think of that period?
Well, first and foremost, I want to give credit where credit is due to my brother who's sitting right over here, because he said that he didn't feel that Ovechkin is going to get that milestone goal tonight. And he does look like he's pressing a little bit because I think he just wants so badly to get over that milestone. And you could see like early on in this game, he was creating chances. After that, he had at least 2 chances on the power play, the one-timer, and he ended up shanking the shot. So I think he feels a little bit of the pressure. Yeah. They did play last night, so they might be a little bit tired. But, again, you still got 20 minutes. So a lot can change between now and the end of this game, and it's only a 1-goal game. And if anybody could get the Capitals back in this one, it's certainly the great 8, Alexander Ovechkin. So there's going to be exactly. I feel confident there's going to be some fireworks in this definitely in this third period. I have beef with Hockey Troll. I profess my love for the Canucks as they were beating the Islanders, and he had the audacity to call it boring, the absolute cheek. That's just Troll for you. He has, look at his name. That just tells you all you need to know.
Look at his title.
Look at his title.
A born troll. Yeah. So, don't let it get to you. That's the important thing. You don't let the troll get to you, and then you're good. So
no, you let him do what he needs to do. Rainiel's saying, who is your favorite player for the New Jersey Devils? I would probably say Jesper Bratt. I loved Jesper Bratt when he first came into the league. He was a 6th-round pick. He has been absolutely nothing short of dynamite. This has arguably been his best season. He leads the team in goal scoring, points, assists. He's literally been our best player from start to finish, and a guy that is probably one of the most underrated players in the National Hockey League. And interestingly enough, from an analytical perspective, I was seeing, I think, like goals. I forgot what the analytic was, but his analytics was being compared to Connor McDavid this season, and they've actually been relatively similar, especially with like goals per game or average goals per ice time. And it's pretty remarkable to see Jesper Bratt starting to be talked about in the same categories as guys like McDavid, Marner, guys like that, and that just shows you the value that he has. So I would say definitely it's Jesper Bratt, number 63. Tyler, do you have a guy in the Devils that you're a fan of other than Jack Hughes? Because I'm assuming you're a Jack Hughes fan.
I mean, I've been pretty impressed and happy to see him kind of come out of his shell a bit more and be that, perform like the number one pick he was, a few years back. And if you look at his stats right now and what he would be on pace for an 82 game season, if he were to play that, right? Obviously, this year with a bit of injuries and whatnot, he wasn't able to. And maybe he dealt with COVID at some point and missed some games. I'm not
He dealt
100%
with
sure
COVID
on that.
last season. He dealt with COVID last
Okay.
season, but not this year, fortunately. So that's kind
Okay,
of a
well,
good
that's
thing.
good. Yeah, obviously he's been impressive. I've always been a big Dougie Hamilton fan, so the fact that they picked him up was an outstanding move, and the fact that they were able to sign him talks a lot about his faith in the organization and the guys they're bringing in, especially the prospects, right? But I got to give a little bit of a shout out to Dawson Mercer because I think he's impressed me the most out of all the players on that team. There's been, like you said, Jesper Bratt, guys have been exceeding expectations a little bit there. And Dawson Mercer is one of those guys who, very young guy, 2020 draft. He stepped into a big role early on now in his career.
Mhm.
Like, what is he, 19 years old right now? Maybe he turned 20 recently, but yeah, he's been very impressive. And I think you got a real one in Dawson Mercer. He's going to be a big part of their core group going forward, I think.
Yeah, he certainly has been very, very awesome to watch, and we're very excited to see what he can do long term here. By the way, Alexander Ovechkin has 8 shots on goal just on his own. Nick Backstrom has 3 shots, with one of those being a goal. Rainiel says, I think the New Jersey Devils can get the second pick. I mean, we're going to most likely finish towards the bottom of the NHL, and knowing how sometimes the lottery works, it is possible. I hope that's not the case. I really don't care about the draft. I care about this team winning, and the draft at this point means nothing to me, especially with the Devils having gotten the first overall pick in 2 of the last 5-6 seasons. So I'm kind of focusing more on, the team getting help now as opposed to, again, continuing to wait 2-3 years. Andy says, good night, everyone. It's bedtime. No worries, Andy. Thank you so much, as always, my friend, for hanging out with
Thanks
us.
for
We
coming
appreciate
by.
it. Hopefully
Quick question,
the
Neil.
Capitals get...
Sorry
Yeah,
to
go
cut
ahead.
you
I'm
off
sorry.
there. No, I'm sorry to cut you off. I was going to ask you, do you think the Devils could trade that first rounder that they have for immediate help? And if they do, who do you
100%.
think they would be targeting in that case?
It's been very obvious that the Devils are looking for top 6 scoring, and there are potential options. I think the most obvious one, and some people in this chat may be, on the fence about it, is Brock Besser from the Canucks. I think there's a very good chance that Brock Besser ends up being moved at the deadline. The Devils have not only tried to get him this year, but they've tried to get him in years past. So they've clearly shown a desire to want to have him. And obviously they have to sign him to a long-term deal because he will be a restricted free agent at season's end. I think that offering Vancouver that first round pick for this year might be very enticing to Vancouver, especially because they want to move cap and they want to try to rebuild a little bit. So I think it's possible. Another guy potentially could be a guy like Patrick Laine if you want to make a move for him. If Columbus does indeed, end up moving him, which is always possible that they don't. There's guys out there, but I think that there's a very good possibility that if the right player comes along, that the Devils will offer that first round pick. Because again, the Devils are looking more now for immediate help because their farm system is really, really solid, really deep. They have some really good core pieces right now, in the NHL. They need to just start getting some help. And I think that, potentially, using that first round pick as an asset could be a very, very good idea. So I think that there is a very good chance that they could definitely move that pick. By the way, I told him to call the Wambulance, talk about Hockey Troll. I'm sure he had a nice response to that. Jacob says, Neil, want to see my moose. I don't know how you could show a picture of a moose on this chat, but go ahead. If you want to show us a picture of your pet moose, you're more than welcome to. John, talk about the Capitals, said, our problem is we force the pass. We force pass it to Ovechkin. I can kind of agree with that because I think not only, yes, Ovechkin is lethal, but they also want to get him the record. So they're trying so hard to get him the puck, where they need to not focus on that so much, because if they can get some other guys going in this game, that will only open up an opportunity for Ovechkin to get that record goal. So I think you got to just relax, get back to where you were playing early on in this game, getting some shots to the net, and just being aggressive. I think that's the best way that you can look at it. So that would be probably my biggest advice to the Washington Capitals going into the third period.
No, I like it. I like that too. And they do sometimes they do look like they're just forcing that pass and then trying to get over that goal, but they got to just focus on tying the game up and just getting back into it and seeing if they could pull through with a big third period.
100%. Rainiel says, my favorite player for the Devils is Michael Hermosillo. I've never heard of that player in my life. Maybe that's an all-time player, or is this a joke? I'm so lost. I'm very lost sometimes with these comments. Jacob says, Neil, go to the bathroom and look in the mirror and you will see my moose. That's very nice. Very nice, Jacob. I appreciate that comment wholeheartedly. And I think on that note,
baseball player, the Michael guy.
He's a baseball player, yeah. I think on that note, we are going to step aside for a moment to get another word from our awesome sponsors at DraftKings Sportsbook.
All right, team, time to bet NFL games. Confidence.
I'm feeling a parlay with more legs than a spider.
So 9 legs?
Roll the dice, baby.
Indecision?
We picked one home favorite. I abstain.
You can't abstain.
Boring. 6-leg parlay, 2 home dogs, all hitting the over. Boom!
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and feel the NFL action like never before.
So again, a big shout out to our sponsors at DraftKings Sportsbook for sponsoring this live watch along and everything we do here at the Hockey Podcast Network. When you sign up for DraftKings, again, guys, make sure to use our promo code, which you can see in the bottom right corner, THPN. And welcome to the second intermission report of our game between I was about to blank there for a second, the Edmonton Oilers and the Washington Capitals. It is 2-1 Edmonton after 40 minutes of play, alongside my good buddy Tyler Bell, one of the co-hosts of Keeping Up with the Krakens podcast, which covers the Seattle Kraken here on the Hockey Podcast Network. My name is Neil Villapiano, the host of the Devil's State of Mind podcast here on the Hockey Podcast Network, which covers the New Jersey Devils. Got some more comments here. Rainiel says, do you watch baseball? I do. And yes, I'm very sad that there's no baseball right now, and there may not be baseball this season. We'll see. I'm not sure what's going to happen. Rainiel says, I like my favorite player from the New Jersey Devils. It's the captain, Nico Hischier. That is a good one here. Got a comment for you, Tyler. Says, no hate, man, but remember Nadia Popovici, the Kraken fan who helped the Canucks coach. Basically, she wore Canucks gear in a video meeting. The Sedin twins, she's converted.
Yeah, so that was a crazy story, actually. I don't know if you're familiar with it or not, Neil.
I am very much familiar with it, but for
Okay,
those of you
perfect.
that
Yeah.
don't know, I was going to say, Tyler, for those of the people that don't know, you can let them know, here on stream a little bit more context to that.
Yeah, basically, she was a fan. Well, she is a fan for the Kraken, and she might be converted now. Who knows for sure? But yeah, she's seen what appeared to be a cancerous mole on the back of Canucks assistant trainer, I believe. And so she actually put it in her phone and was banging on the glass to get his attention, and he ended up reading it. And later on went to the doctors and found out that, yeah, it actually was a cancerous mole there. And, he had it removed. Luckily, it wasn't developed at any stage where it could have become, very serious. But nevertheless, that was a pretty amazing thing that she did there. And not only that, I mean, I think she is going to medical school currently. So the Kraken and the Canucks, I think together both were able to give her like $10,000 towards her scholarship and everything as well. So just a pretty cool story all around and pretty amazing. And yeah, she was spotted in some Krakens gear or some Canucks gear. Sorry. So maybe she did get a little converted there, or, maybe they did that on purpose. But yeah, truly a great story and one of the best Kraken stories of the year, I'd say.
Yeah, so the Kraken already making some very positive headlines in their first year of existence. Nah, just kidding. I think she loves both teams. I'm sure she does.
Yeah.
I'm sure she has.
Yeah, especially being in that area. She probably was a Vancouver fan, and hard not to convert to the Kraken once they entered the league, with their jerseys. And that fan base is just crazy too. It's unbelievable. Yeah. It's been so fun to be a part of. All the fans on Twitter and so much interactions, and they're passionate. And honestly, Neil, it shocks me to think why NHL hockey wasn't in Seattle earlier.
I think at the end of the day, it's one of those things where the NHL had different ideas as to what they wanted to do. Eventually, they got to the point where it said Seattle was one of the major cities. They did not have a team. It was very obvious that Seattle, in general, wants to build their sports opportunities. We're hearing in the NBA that they might be considering having the Supersonics return in the future. So I think that will be a lot of fun. You already have the Seahawks, you have the Mariners, you have the Seattle Sounders. So obviously there's a lot to be excited about for Seattle sports. And now you add the Kraken as well. It's just very, very exciting right now to be a Seattle sports fan. What's going on, Eddie? Thank you so much for the comment, man. We appreciate it. Eddie, while you're here, man, leave a like on the stream as well. Subscribe. Helps out the channel tremendously. And also make sure, guys, to punch that notification bell so you don't miss any new live watch-alongs that we do right here on the Hockey Podcast Network YouTube channel. And also, I mention this all the time. Haven't really tonight. But again, if you are new to the channel and you like what you see and you do subscribe, let me know in the chat that you are a new subscriber so we can shout you out here on the stream. That's what we like to do for all of our new subscribers. As RJ letting us know, the Knicks are shockingly up on the Mavericks, 72-51 in the third quarter in Dallas. So that is definitely an upset in the NBA. RJ also letting us know again, Major League Baseball is postponed until at least April 14th. So
yeah,
we'll see. We'll see if things change. James is back in the chat. Okay, I'm back, baby. Needed more beers. Always a good excuse.
Nice. What beers you drinking, James?
Yeah, James, let us know in the chat, man, what you drinking tonight. Yeah. John says, I went to a Capitals Blackhawks game. The Blackhawks got so lucky, but at least before the game, I got in the first row, and it was so awesome. Very cool, John. Yeah. Very cool experience for you, my friend. Yeah. What's the LOL? Seattle people get very angry when you mention they don't have a basketball team. I mean, it's understandable. It's understandable. They want the Supersonics back. I think most NBA fans want the Supersonics back. And I think it would be just more beneficial to the city of Seattle to have, have almost all, I think at that point they'd have all four major sports teams. Let's see, baseball, basketball, football, and hockey. So, I mean, if they get the Supersonics back, they become just a big sports city in the United States. And I think that's really, really important for them. I'm sure Seattle's going to do a lot to push that envelope. Jacob says, I'm 100% new, right, Neil? Yes, sure. Sure you are. Sure you are. But the puck has been dropped, and we are underway here in the third period of our game between the Washington Capitals and the Edmonton Oilers. And Tyler, it's been a close one, back and forth, couple of opportunities. What do you expect in this final 20 minutes of play?
I expect a big push here from Washington, if I'm being honest. They are the deeper team right now with when you look at their lineups. The struggle for them, like we mentioned before, is this is their second game of a back-to-back, and usually these third periods are the hardest to get through for these teams. So a bit of an advantage there, I'd say, for Edmonton. But then you look at Edmonton's home record this year, too, and it hasn't been a very shiny spot for this team. So, I'm kind of hoping that Washington brings this back a bit just to, even this up and continue this great battle, because it has been a bit low scoring than we expected, eh?
It certainly has been, and I think for me, just speaking as a hockey fan, I don't really care at this point who wins the game. I care more about, are we going to be able to see history tonight and see Ovechkin get that elusive 767 goal, which would move him into all alone into third place on the NHL's all-time goal-scoring list. He still has 18:40 to go in this game to get it. I think it'd be hilarious if it was like an empty net goal. I think it would be so cheeky if it was an empty net goal.
Yeah. It just about was last night. There was he had a chance out front with just seconds left, probably 3 seconds left in the game. And I forget what defender it was, but they're standing right in front of that empty net and blocked his shot. So it came oh so close, but he wasn't able to get it last night.
He was not. James says cheap beer. Just saying. Hey, sometimes cheap beer is good. Hey. Sometimes you can find some good ones.
Yeah. Cheap beer is still beer, as long as it's cold, right?
Love it. Cheap beer is still beer. What's going on, Corey? Thank you so much for coming on and saying hi as always, man. We appreciate it. Leave a like on the stream if you haven't already, Corey. Really, really does help out the channel. James says, I was at an Oilers-Canucks game, missed every goal except for the tie in Vancouver and win in overtime. Greatest game ever, 5-4. So were you like in the walkway during these goals? How the hell did you miss that many? That is incredible. You see, being at the
5-4 game, though, it must have been a fun one.
As it looks like we're getting a penalty here, Tyler. Absolutely. We're getting a penalty here against, I believe it's Kuznetsov of the Washington Capitals. It is indeed Evgeny Kuznetsov. 2.5 minutes into the third period, tripped up Connor McDavid. Maybe McDavid flopped a little bit. So we'll see here again. Kind of took a dive there a little bit, in my opinion.
Washington, though.
No. But a big opportunity now if you're Edmonton. You're up by a goal. A chance early on in this third period to double the lead. So we'll see if they can do that. But they show a replay moments ago. Anthony Mantha got his stick slashed in half and was looking for a penalty, but the ref decided not to call it. So that certainly has got to be frustrating for Capitals and certainly for Mantha. I spoke to Griffin Youngs about what teams are hated the most. He said Chicago and Boston are the top two. Am I right in saying the Flyers are third? Yes, 100%. 100%. People do not like the Flyers. The backhand try there by Draisaitl.
That would be fair to say.
Speaking as a Devils fan, I really, really don't like the Flyers. I totally can stand Chicago and Boston fans. They don't bug me. Flyers fans bug the hell out of me. Flyers and Rangers fans bug me more than anything else. Other than that, I don't really have much negativity to say about fans in the NHL. As James says, Vancouver's going to win. All right. There we go, James. Let's score. See the Flyers still being second. Boston B3. Montreal number 1 hated. I would say Toronto, though, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be fair to say Toronto fans?
It's easy for me to say that, Neil. I grew up just outside of Toronto for a lot of my life in Ontario, and I couldn't stand Leafs fans. They are some of the most annoying fans I've ever ran into in my life. So try not to hate on them, but I mean, that's just the way it is sometimes.
I know Isha, if he was still in the chat, he would tell you all about how much he despises, and I mean despises, the Toronto Maple Leafs. As the Oilers have the puck right now in the offensive zone. McDavid gets it to Evander Kane. Yamamoto now with it back to McDavid. Pass in front to Evander Kane, and that one is stopped. by Samsonov. What a big-time save there. And then Vander Kane and Garnet Hathaway pushing and shoving after the whistle. But another great save there by Ilya Samsonov, who even the 2 goals he gave up weren't entirely his fault. He really has been strong in net. What a great save there.
Yeah.
Off the
to come across like that. Kane. Yeah, that was incredible. Another great save where he's pushing across the crease and coming up huge.
Absolutely. Jacob says McFlopper. Yep, I agree. John is not happy about the penalty. My good buddy Lee Monson is in the chat as he always is, saying hello again from Grand Prairie, Alberta. Hashtag Go Oilers. Thank you so much, Lee, as always, man, for hanging out with us. Leave a like on the stream while you're here. Helps out the channel tremendously. James says, had to piss everything is timing. I seen only 2 goals needed. Honestly, great game. I mean, you saw the goals that mattered at the end of the day. So I guess we'll give you that.
You got the tire and the OT winner. So those are the biggest, probably, the biggest cheers from the crowd too. So best to be a part of, that's for sure.
Absolutely. As the Oilers again trying to feed it in front. That one's broken up and then cleared by Washington. I saw the Flyers fans and the infamous tribute game where they disrespected Hither owner by throwing bracelets on the ice. They are a living disgrace. Yeah, I do remember that. Because they were getting killed, I believe, in that game, and the Flyers fans thought so lovely of it that they decided to throw the bracelets that were honoring their former owner on the ice. The Flyers fans and Philly sports fans in general are some of the classless fans in all of sports. And I can say that
gutless fans.
They're so bad. They threw snowballs at Santa Claus. That's how bad they are. I mean, I don't know other sports fans that do that. That's really ridiculous, as Jacob gives us a basketball update with the Lakers up by a point, 117-116 over the Rockets. Thank you, Jacob. I assume Montreal is number 1 because they won the most Stanley Cups. I don't think they would be number 1 because of that. I mean, if you ask any Maple Leafs fan, they'd probably say yes, but I don't know. Would Senators fans say that?
I would say, if Montreal gets that hate, it's from some of the stuff they've done in the past. I mean, they've booed their own goalie to the point where he went to the owner right off the ice, and the whole Patrick Waugh incident there where he told him he was never going to play for that team again. So things like that. I mean, they can be a pretty aggressive fan base towards their players and coaches and management side too. So they don't mess around there. They take their hockey as serious as anyone.
The current money line right now for this game, sponsored by DraftKings, is plus 425 for Washington and a minus 720 for the Edmonton Oilers currently. That is the live update for that. So again, make sure to sign up with DraftKings and use our promo code THPN to bet some cash on this game. As TJ Oshie got hit hard, almost a knee-on-knee there, and the Oilers are going to the sin bin. So with 14:03 to go in the third period, the Capitals will go on the power play again, looking for an opportunity to tie this one up. It's William Legesson, number 84 of Edmonton, that goes to the box for that one. Let's see here.
Might be time to pick up on that money line there for the Capitals. Maybe that's a bet you're willing to take.
I'd put the money that Ovechkin's going to score on this power play. How about that? I'll do that. I would start putting money down now. But James says, snowballs at St. Claude. Yeah, that literally happened. Look it up. Look up Philly fans throw snowballs at. There's a shot there by Oshie, and he scores! It's TJ Oshie who drew the penalty. He's going right side, beating Mikko Koskinen. And just like that, not even 20 seconds after the power play started, the Capitals have tied the game up. It's now 2-2.
Yeah, should have took that money line.
Probably should have.
No, I know. That's awesome. Hey, yeah.
Backstrom awesome. Gave it off to Oshie there, and I think that might have gone through the legs of Koskinen. We'll see it again on the replay here. Backstrom will get his second point of the game, a goal and an assist for Backstrom. And no, it actually went short side under the glove of Koskinen and in. That's one where you could say that Koskinen was looking like a sieve right there. He should have had that one.
What's the What's the goal spread right now?
The goal spread? I don't know. I could double. I don't top of my head. I could find out. You using DraftKings? You using my promo code? And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, that point. So we do get some history. That assist by Nick Backstrom gets him to 1,000 career points in the National Hockey League. So congratulations to Nicholas Backstrom on reaching the 1,000 point mark of his career.
That's why that celebration was so ecstatic and they were jumping around. And I didn't understand. I didn't know he was on his 1,000 point watch. So we are seeing history here, Neil, and it's not the way we expected it.
No, but we could get some other history if this game keeps going the way it's going. At Tyler, the goalie was clearly an English speaker. So I guess he's talking about what, Patrick Waugh?
Patrick Waugh. The funny thing is, he was born and raised in Quebec. So that was his home territory there, and they still treated him that way. You're completely right. Classless from the Montreal fans. And it was just one bad game where he let in 7 goals, and they were just taunting him and letting him feel it. And, he got the last laugh because he ends up getting traded to the Colorado Avalanche and going on to win multiple cups. So, he was the one laughing last there.
Devils fans would never do that to Marty Brodeur.
No.
So, I'm just saying. John is pumped up. So is Jacob. That sounds really classless for Montreal fans. They should know better than that for one of the oldest teams in the NHL. Yeah. This comment here is for you, Tyler. It says, Neil, can you have the horrible? His name is Tyler, and this has been obvious for the start.
It's all good.
It's okay. The other guy, can you have Tyler link Keeping Up with the Krakens? I tried to find it. So, yeah, Tyler, if you got a link or something that you can share in the chat, I could show you.
Yeah, definitely.
Give him a minute.
Let me go pull off a link.
Give him a minute to do that horrible. James says, no, I still hate my friend's team for one more season, and next year I'll cheer or bet on them. Fair enough, James. In that case, I hope Canucks rinse them. All right. There we go. John says, this is awesome. This has been a really good game. This has been a really, really good game back and forth. Maybe it will go to overtime the way this game has been going, but we just got some history. TJ Oshie scored a few moments ago on the power play to tie the game up at 2. And Nick Backstrom, with his second point of the game, had the main assist on that one. That assist got him to his 1,000th career point. So congratulations to Nicholas Backstrom for reaching the 1,000 point mark of his NHL career. Andrew saying, OMG, it has certainly been that type of game. And then Jacob with a very nice comment for Tyler saying, Tyler, you're cute. So you can deal with that.
Well, thanks for that. I appreciate that. But I was going to touch on Nicholas Backstrom, because what a career he's had, right? Like, he sometimes gets overshadowed a bit because Ovechkin's that main guy in Washington. But he's had such a steady, great career and one of the best playmakers in the game.
Absolutely. And he's actually been one of the top point getters in the NHL since I believe they said 2007 on the screen here. And if Evgeny Kuznetsov went immediately to the net to grab that puck because they knew that history had made. So that's, like you said, Tyler, that's some history that we didn't expect, but we got anyway. Andrew says, I can't believe it. I know, this has been a crazy game. RJ saying tonight, wheelchair curling, Sweden up 10-7 versus U.S. in the Paralympic Games. Thank you for that awesome update, RJ. Appreciate it as always, my friend. Here, ladies and gentlemen, on the chat, don't be horrible if you're still here. Here is the link to Keeping Up with the Krakens podcast, which Tyler is a co-host of, covers the Seattle Krakens. So make sure you guys go subscribe to that podcast. Also, make sure to leave him a 5-star rating as well.
We appreciate all the support, guys. It means so much. And I believe even in the description of it, there might even be a link down there too if you can't get there on that one. So if you go down into the description of the YouTube video or the live stream, I should say, there should be a link posted down there as well. So thanks for all the support, guys. It's been awesome.
Yeah, we appreciate the support for not only myself and Tyler, but also just all you guys supporting the Hockey Podcast Network YouTube channel. New live watch-alongs of every team in the NHL every day here on the Hockey Podcast Network. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and always punch the notification bell so you don't miss any new live watch-alongs that we do here on the channel. Also, guys, you don't have to, but we also do appreciate donations as well. All donations go back to the hosts like myself and Tyler. So donations are not required, but they are appreciated 100%. Andrew says Carlson almost had it too. Actually, Carlson got an assist on that goal for TJ Oshie. So John Carlson did get an assist. So he does get 1 point. I'm sure. I know Jacob should be happy about that. At Tyler, if anyone calls you new guy in the chat, call them annoying comment bot. So,
all right, I'll make that a rule after this first stream. I'll still accept it for this first stream here. So anything after that, though, I might have to go with that one. So
you might have to show some fisticuffs after tonight. Andrew says TBPN is good tonight. Yeah, we also our sister network, the Basketball Podcast Network, which covers every team in the National Basketball Association. They have their own YouTube channel here on YouTube that does live watch-alongs of NBA games and also college games. And that is the live watch-along they're doing right now. I don't know which game they're doing, but they are doing one of the college basketball tournament games. So make sure you guys go check them out as well. Say hi to them for us, and hopefully their stream is going super well. Also, John says, for the playoffs, are you guys going to be doing all the games? We're going to be trying, John. We're gonna try to do
as many as possible.
It's going to be hard, but we're gonna do as many as possible. We try to do as many of those games. We're going to be doing playoffs, Stanley Cup. We're going to be doing it all, and I'm looking forward to it. I know Tyler's going to be looking forward to it. Maybe we'll do some playoff games together.
The best time of the whole year is the playoff season, baby. I love playoffs. I'll be watching as many games as possible, doing as many of these as possible. And if Neil wants to join or I want to join him, that's going to be great because we got some good chemistry going on tonight, Neil. I like this.
Yeah, I very much enjoy this as well. 100%. James says, like the Oilers, this and next season go downstairs. I don't want to hear from them. Oilers and Montreal, boo, boo. I'm not a hater, just something I can cheer for. A sore spot on them. My bad. I have no idea if he's Tyler. I don't know if James is roasting those teams or apologizing that he roasted those teams. It's a very interesting comment.
Yeah, it's kind of like a double.
There's a shot there by Edmonton, and they score! It's Malone who scores! He snuck it past Samsonov! And with that, I think how much time is left? With 9:29 to go in the third, the Oilers have regained the lead. It's now 3-2 with Malone getting the goal. As we'll see a replay here. The shot went wide of the net. And then just a nice feed. Oh, it was just a nice feed.
And that one of those shots where it's almost impossible to stop there, Neil. That was a perfectly placed shot.
Samsonov didn't really have much of a chance there. Who made the pass? I can't really tell. Who's the pass there?
Looked like Cassian there.
It was Cassian.
A little backhander. Yep.
Yeah, Cassian with the nice behind, backhand pass in front to Brad Malone, who gets his first goal of the season with 9:29 to go. It's a big one. And the Oilers regain the 1-goal lead. So the Capitals, once again, are going to have to look to try to get the next goal to tie this one up. But that was a big-time goal. At Neil, I think you missed a wonderful opportunity. Your username is Devil's State. It should be Devil's Advocate. Sounds more sinister. I like where you're going, but number one, that name is already taken. At Devil's State is part of the name of my podcast, Devil's State of Mind. And obviously, I couldn't have Devil's State of Mind as a Twitter handle, so I can only go with at Devil's State. But I like where you're thinking. My friend. Really, really appreciate it.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
James says, hi, Tyler. Cheers, bro. All right. So James back in the chat again.
Cheers to you too, bro. Yep. Cheers to you too as well. Glad you're with us and enjoying this experience together. It's been a fun night here.
Andrew saying, who scored? It was Malone getting his first goal of the season for the Edmonton Oilers. He scored about a minute ago to make it 3-2 Edmonton. 8.5 minutes remaining now here in the third period. And time is not on the Capitals' side, but it's still a pretty decent amount of time to get the next goal to tie this one up.
Yeah, and all they need to do, Neil, is score the next one to tie it up and then win it in overtime. And my prediction's right for the night. So we'll see if that happens or not.
I'd love to see the Capitals tie it and then win it in overtime on an Ovechkin goal. How great would that be?
That's what I was saying earlier, right? Like if he scores that goal in overtime, I think he leads the entire NHL in overtime goals as well, if I'm not mistaken there. So you could see that happen, Neil. That could be a possibility.
Ovechkin with a shot, and he just missed wide. Oh my goodness, the puck was right there, and Ovechkin just shanked it. He had a wide open net. That was it. That was not only the tying goal, that was the record-breaking goal, and he just missed. As a feed over to the left side, Kuznetsov goes wide. Capitals keep it in. No, Orlov, top of the blue line, gets it over to Ovechkin in the slot. It's broken up. Now Kuznetsov with it. Sharp angle try, hits the net, but doesn't go in. Tried to feed it in front. That one's broken up, but Capitals keep it in now. Kuznetsov gets it over to Sheary. Connor Sheary behind the net. Tried to feed it. Kuznetsov missed. Ovechkin standing in the slot waiting for the puck. Gets over to Orlov. Orlov with a slap shot, and that one just goes wide and out of play. As Ovechkin just moments ago, Tyler, was just inches, and I mean inches. He had it right there, and he sailed it over the bar, and he looked up to the heavens and said, I can't believe I didn't score. That is crazy.
Yeah, no, that was so close. And man, the Washington Capitals are pressing hard right now. So this is going to be an interesting last 7 minutes of hockey because Washington's going to want this real bad. And how did Ovi miss that? He missed it wide on the far side or over the net there.
It went over the net. And again, that kind of brings me back. It brings me back to what my brother said before about Ovechkin feeling the pressure. So he's holding his stick tighter and he just wants to get that goal and not only get that goal, but obviously win the game as well. So he's got that double pressure. And, I know that once he gets it, he'll be fine, but that was probably the best chance he's had all night. And I can't believe he didn't score there because the puck was right there begging for him to score.
Yeah, screaming for him to score right there. And it's funny you mentioned that, Neil, because it's one of those things where somebody's stuck on that milestone mark, and it seems to always take them a few extra games. And you're right. Your brother's spot on with it. Those guys, they get into those situations and they grab their sticks and hold them a little tighter and squeeze a little tighter and maybe not playing as relaxed as they normally would when they don't have that pressure on them.
So we'll see if Ovechkin now will get a chance to rest a little bit as we're in a commercial break and try to regroup here. But yeah, that was a golden opportunity for Ovechkin to get the goal, and he just couldn't finish it. But wouldn't be surprised, honestly, Tyler, if he got another 2 or 3 opportunities before this game ends for him to score. And I think that I have a hunch that he'll get it. I have a good feeling that he's going to get it tonight, but maybe I'm wrong.
No, I think, go ahead.
The way the game's going, they're going to need more scoring. So,
well, clearly they're down by a goal with 7:04 to go. So,
sorry, what were we saying?
And he had 8 shots going into the third period. So he's shooting tonight, he's shooting tonight.
He's something like 12, I think now. I think he has 12.
Yeah, wow,
13.
Wow.
So
that's massive.
And also, he is on my fantasy team, so I would like him to score. That would certainly help me.
The shots don't hurt either.
Now he's got three. He's got 3 things to worry about: getting the goal, tying the game, and scoring for me for fantasy. Is a nice deke there by 24 with a shot, and he just shot it over the net. Oh my goodness, what a play. That would have been a highlight reel goal. I'm not sure who 24 is for the Capitals, but what a chance there as he fell down and tried to go top shelf and almost beat Koskinen, but he shot it over the net. As now Edmonton comes in, McDavid takes a shot, and that one sticked aside by Samsonov.
Wow, he walked around Philip Broberg there pretty hard.
Book one more for Neil for the over. I'd appreciate that. James says Caps. All right. What happened so far? Well, we've had both teams scoring a goal in this period. And right now it's 3-2 Edmonton. And again, we're trying to see if we'll get some history tonight with Ovechkin needing one more goal to pass Jaromir Jagr for third all-time in the NHL in career goals scored. But I think the main focus is obviously Washington got to find a way to get the next goal to tie this one up, Andrew. But we got 5:32 remaining in regulation, and things are continuing to pick up more and more, Tyler, as this game has gone along.
Yeah, and 70 shots so far, Neil. There's been tons of pucks on net, so credit to these goalies tonight. They've both showed up, and I know Edmonton's been able to score 3 so far against Samsonov, but he still had a lot of great moments in this game and kept Washington right close with it. So it's been a great game.
It's been a great game, and again, this has been a good game for you on your first live watch along. So I mean, you got to be happy about that, and you should be happy also that our good buddy Andrew,
look at that,
has actually subscribed to your podcast.
Thank you so much, Andrew. I appreciate all of the the followings and everything, and I appreciate all of it, man, and all the support. It means so much. So I appreciate that, Andrew, man. So cheers to you, and then thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much for supporting Tyler and myself. We really appreciate it tonight, guys. You guys are great. John says I have a headache. I actually have a headache too. But probably for a different reason, as an opportunity for Edmonton with a shot, and that one just goes wide. Zach Kassian tried to tuck it in but couldn't. Now the Capitals come in with numbers. Ovechkin with a one-time slap shot, and he shanked the shot. Yeah, Ovechkin is really, really gripping his stick hard, Tyler. He had it all alone. He had it all.
Stick, Ovi.
Yeah, he had it. He had that opportunity again, but couldn't cash in. I told you that Ovechkin was going to get another couple of opportunities in this game. Just a great feed there, but just couldn't cash in.
Yeah, that was a big fan. He probably cooled off a couple fans in front there with that one. So, yeah.
He cooled me down with that fan. That's for damn sure.
Just whiffed on it. That's not Ovechkin like.
This is, again, it's the pressure. It's the pressure he's feeling. He knows the media. He knows the media. Wait, what? Nervechkin. That's so weird. It's so corny. But all right, Jeff, we'll give you that. As Capitals come in his own, 3:43 to go in the third. Oilers still holding on to a 1-goal lead. The question is right now, Tyler, when do the Capitals decide to pull Samsonov? Because you know Ovechkin's going to be out there for the extra attacker.
Yeah, and I've always been that believer about anywhere from around that minute and a half, I think is a good time. But you've been seeing it more from coaches where they like to pull around 2.5 minutes. But it's always riskier the earlier you pull the goalie. So it'll be interesting to see when they pull that trigger.
It certainly should be, as shots are right now 39-30 in favor of the Edmonton Oilers.
Oh, so they actually took a shot off Edmonton there.
Yeah, because they wanted a nice amount of shots at 69. It's a nice amount of shots.
That's right. Very nice.
Very nice indeed. As we got a whistle here, and Anthony Mantha talking with Malone, who right now has the go-ahead goal, having some words after the play. James says, "How do we only have 20 people watching?" Hey, sometimes we get a decent amount, sometimes we don't. But you know what? We appreciate you guys hanging out with us regardless. And again, if you're new, leave a like on the stream as well as subscribe. We'd appreciate 100%. If you do subscribe, let us know in the chat that you did so we can shout you out here on the stream. Every single subscription helps out the channel, and we appreciate you guys 100%. 2:49 to go in this third period. Edmonton still up 3-2, and Tyler, Samsonov has been pulled. So they got the extra skater on now if you're Washington. So, and there's Ovechkin standing on that left side. He's going to stand there and not move. If he scores this one, I'm going to laugh. I'm going to laugh if he ends up scoring the tying goal.
Let's see. This is what it all comes down to.
I think it's going to be Backstrom. I have a sneaky suspicion it's going to be Backstrom again. As the faceoff won by the Capitals, Carlson over to Backstrom. As the Capitals look to set it up. Backstrom with it now, like a power play. Takes a wrist shot, and that one is blocked in front. Backstrom gets it back, lose the puck for a second. Edmonton trying to get it out. They can, as Zach Kassian will chip it back into the Washington zone, and now Ovechkin goes back to get it. Ovechkin with speed at center ice, comes in, makes a nice move, gets it onto his forehand. He holds it, looking for some help, getting pinned along the boards, and he actually gets the puck knocked off his stick, and he goes all the way down for an icing. So the faceoff will be back in the Edmonton zone, 2:16 to go in the third, with the Oilers still holding on to a 3-2 lead right now. At James, because nobody else wants to watch the Oilers.
Shots fired.
Andrew says, I always support you guys. I know, Andrew, and we appreciate you, man.
It, man. That's
100%.
Awesome, thank you so much.
As now the Oilers try to keep it in. It looks like we get a stoppage of play. It looks like a face-off maybe in the Oilers zone again. As the Oilers actually have Connor McDavid on the ice as well. That's kind of – so we got two very talented players. Looks like we're getting a timeout here by the Capitals. So we got to see what's going on there. We got Ivan in the chat. What's going on, Ivan? Thank you so much for hanging out with us, man. We appreciate it. Ivan, while you're here, leave a like on the stream as well as subscribe. And if you do subscribe, let us know in the chat that you did so we can shout you out here on the stream. He says, yeah, Oilers are winning this. Broken heart. Yep. So I'm assuming you're cheering for the Capitals, because it sounds like you're kind of sad right now that the Oilers are winning, but nonetheless, we appreciate it.
No panic yet, though. No panic yet. Anytime you got Ovi on the ice, you got some high power offense for the Washington. They're gonna have the goalie pulled, extra man, extra attacker. You just never know what's gonna happen in these situations. So it's gonna come down to the wire here.
It certainly is, and honestly, the guy I feel the most bad for in this game is Ilya Samsonov, because he has done everything possible to put the Capitals in position to win this game. And yeah, he's given up, a couple of goals here and there, but it's not like he's given up soft goals. I mean, look how many shots Edmonton has. They have 40 shots on goal. He's had to stand on his head several times.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right by that. In my mind, Backstrom's had a great game. Some Oilers players have had pretty great games, but I think the best player in this game has been Samsonov. And that's kind of weird to say when they're losing this game, but he has been that good at times where he's made so many huge saves that, it's at least giving them an opportunity to tie this game late. So Samsonov has been real good in this hockey game.
He certainly has been. Lee says, I got Carlson on my hockey pool, no Oilers. Well, Lee, you should be happy because Carlson, at least right now, does have a point in this game. He had an assist on the most recent Capitals goal. Are you streaming tomorrow? I'd like to think that we are, but if you make sure to hit the notification bell, you will be notified when we do stream next. It's a face-off won by Edmonton. They got a chance as Cody Ceci dumps it out of the zone. 2 minutes exactly to go in this one, as the Oilers looking to try to hold on and win this big matchup against the Washington Capitals. Backstrom gets it over to Kuznetsov, who will then dump it into the zone. Oilers get to the puck. It's Darnell Nurse with it. Backhands it, and we get a stoppage of play here as we get a offsides, maybe? I'm not sure exactly what. I think it was an offsides. It's kind of a little bit confusion here.
Let's see.
Let's see here. At Neil, I watched the video of NHL shootout fails. Includes a former Devil named Ilya Kovalchuk. Got a lot of heat, apparently. Our Devils folks often like that towards players. If you play like absolute dog food and then decide to leave 2 years into a 15-year contract, yes. Other than that, no. We're not like that. We're very supportive of our players, and the only players we really dislike are other teams' players and guys who used to be on the Devils but then spurred us to go somewhere else. So that would be probably my response to that, as the Oilers now have it, but now Ovechkin trying to fight with it, looking to try to get it. Oilers get it. Can they get an opportunity here? Draisaitl gets hit along the boards by Carlson. Oilers trying to retain it. They cannot, and now Backstrom gets it. 1:10 to go here in this one. Still 3-2 Edmonton here. As now the Capitals lose the puck. It's intercepted by an Oiler player looking to try to get it, but Ovechkin, great job on the backhand to intercept that puck. Capitals need to settle it down and get back in the O-zone here with 51 seconds to go. Backstrom fires it towards the right side to Koskinen, but it deflected out of play. 49.2 to go in this one. Oilers still holding on to a 3-2 lead. A sack of salt Thank you so much for the comment, man. We appreciate it. Make sure to leave a like on the stream as well as subscribe while you're here. Helps out the channel. Let us know that you subscribe when you do, and we'll shout you out here on stream. Need nobody to score here. No empty netters, so I guess that's part of the bet that Sack of Salt made, and hopefully you use DraftKings.
The under.
Yep. Hopefully you use DraftKings and used our promo code THPN. Andrew says, are you streaming the next game? We are not. We are not streaming the next game, which will be Vancouver versus Montreal in the next 10, 15 minutes. This is the only live watch along tonight, but we'll be back very, very soon, as we always are here on the Hockey Podcast Network with new streams every single day. We right now got 30 people in the stream with us, and we appreciate all of you guys. Like, subscribe, share with your friends. Please do all of that, and we appreciate all your guys' support 100%. As the Capitals, Tyler, called a timeout with 49.2 to go in this one.
And that's the right play here. I think you just got to settle things down and, draw up a little bit of a game plan to see if you can make a play off the whistle or off the face-off, my bad. And, what are you going to do if you win the draw? What are you going to do if you lose the draw, right? So just have a couple game plans and see if they could pop one in here, tie this game, send it to OT, baby.
Abso-freaking-lutely. At Neil, fair enough. Understandable if a player chooses to leave early after getting 15 years. I just felt sorry for Kovalchuk. Don't be, because he's an asshole. Doing a shootout must kill the player's nerves. Yeah, he sucked on the shootout. He whipped so many shots, it was ridiculous. He really is bad at shootouts. Like, you'd think with a guy who was so good at goal scoring, he'd be able to score in a shootout. He was actually really bad, and I never understood that. It made no sense to me.
Sounds kind of like Ovi, right?
A little bit, as the Capitals win the faceoff, and then it's intercepted by Darnell Nurse. He tries to get it out of the zone. Can he clear it? He cannot. As Kuznetsov gets it, Ovechkin tries to help him out, wraps it around the boards. Oshie backhands it, loses the puck. Draisaitl gets there. He flips it down the ice. Is it going to be enough for an empty net? No. But Zach Hyman gets there first for Edmonton. But he gets knocked down by John Carlson, and now Kuznetsov comes, drops it to Carlson, 22 seconds to go. Ovechkin on the right side, flips it around the boards. Capitals trying to get it and set it up here. Kuznetsov fires it around to the top of the point. Gets it over to the left side. 11 seconds to go. Ovechkin with the puck. Backhands it around again. Over to Backstrom. Now to Kuznetsov. Kuznetsov looking for something. Kuznetsov tried to feed it in front. It's broken up. 3 seconds. 2-1. Slap shot at the end. And they score! It's TJ Oshie with 1/10 of a second left. And the Capitals have tied the game up at 3.
No way.
Unbelievable. Wow. TJ Oshie with his second goal of the game. He tied the game up at 2, and with 1/10 of a second left, he ties the game up at 3 and all but sends this baby to OT as he goes top shelf over the glove side of Mikko Koskinen and in. And the freaking Capitals have kept this game alive. Unbelievable.
Wow, Neil, that's crazy. What an ending. Oh,
this is
that third period here. This
phenomenal.
This is getting crazy.
Andrew says, I'm heading out. See you soon. And Tyler, I enjoy your company tonight. Thank you so much, Andrew, for your support, man.
Thank you so much, Andrew.
Really appreciate it.
And that means so much to hear that.
So we get one more face-off here. 1.8 to go. I don't think any
8 seconds. TJ Oshie with the tire,
to Ovechkin.
And what a shot, too. I mean, just under the crossbar inside the post there. It doesn't get better than that. And that oh, my God. Oshie looks fired up right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, the clock has expired, and we're going to overtime. As this game is not over.
Free hockey tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Free hockey.
Fake it to Ovechkin and score. Lakers lost by 9 in OT. Sucks to suck. John says, hell yeah. Andrew says, what? Yes, for all. Yo, Neil. I know. This is crazy. Aces 96. LOL. OMG. Refs missed that holding penalty. I didn't see it, so I apologize. But Aces is pointing it out. Aces, while you're here, man, leave a like on the stream. And also subscribe while you're here. Helps out the channel tremendously. Andrew says, holy moly. Same old, same old. What are you going to do? Marty's illegal stick. What's going on, guys? These guys cover the Utica Comets and Utica hockey up in upstate New York.
That's great.
Thank you so much, guys, for hanging out with us. We appreciate it. Leave a like on the stream as well as subscribe if you haven't already. You're awesome as a broadcaster, Neil. Thank you so much, Marty. Do the best they possibly can. Sack of Salt said, I forgot. Sack of Salt lost money with 1.8 to go. Heartbreak.
Man,
I'm so sorry.
That's a bad beat right there. That's just tough, man. I feel bad for you on that loss.
So our condolences, my friend. Our condolences. At Neil, at least Kovalchuk can take sauce. He wasn't as bad as pretty much with any Minnesota Wild player. Jesus, that came out of left field. That was okay. Shots fired at the Minnesota Wild.
Let's be fair though, like they were such a boring team for a lot of years, Neil. They really were.
Apparently so. Aces 96. Oilers missed playoffs by 1 point. If they lose this game, and let's say they miss out by a point, we're going to look back to this game and say they were 1.8 seconds away from making the playoffs. And but TJ Oshie, guys, if you just missed it, TJ Oshie scored with 1.8 to go in the third period to tie this game up. And now, overtime here in Edmonton. The question is, who ends up winning it? Is it possible that Ovechkin has a flair for the dramatic and maybe, just maybe, can do it? We'll see here as Lars Eller on the left side with speed. He goes around the net, being hounded by two Edmonton Oilers, and now the Oilers come the other way. It's Connor McDavid on the right side, makes his way in, drops it off to Darnell Nurse with a wrist shot, and that one gets blocked. And now the Capitals will slow it up a little bit as Karlsson will backtrack and wait for his team to make a change here. James says, I feel it hurts, Holmes. Yeah. F in the chat for Sack of Salt. As now Tom Wilson comes in. Wilson with a shot, and that one gets deflected out of play as he tried to feed. I believe that was Backstrom he tried to feed there. But we're about 45 seconds into this overtime, and I still can't believe what just happened. I'm still like blown away about Oshie scoring 1.8 seconds to go.
What a game.
Unbelievable. LOL, the video I watched showed over half of it. It was Wild players fluffing the shootout. I guess they were pretty bad back in the day. OV of OV. Love it, James. Love it. John says we are bad in overtime. Have the faith, John. Have the faith.
Gotta have faith, especially after tying it like that.
Especially when you have to
be pumped.
Especially when you have freaking Ovechkin, as you got Wilson, Kuznetsov, and who's the third guy for the Capitals on the ice right now? It's Wilson, Kuznetsov. Who's the third? I can't see the third guys. They're not showing it. As I don't know who that is. Draisaitl over to you got Draisaitl and McDavid on the ice. Draisaitl fakes the slap shot, gets over to Duncan Keith, back to McDavid. McDavid trying to make a move. McDavid gets his stick lifted. Is that a penalty? The ref did not call it. No penalty there. Might have missed one. Might have missed a stick hold there. It looked like it to me. But the puck goes back into the Edmonton zone, long pass to Draisaitl. Draisaitl tries to make a power move, tried to drop it off, missed McDavid, and now the Capitals look to come the other way as Kuznetsov couldn't just get there. Tom Wilson drops it back to Orlov, Dmitry Orlov. Over to Kuznetsov, and Ovechkin's on the ice now. Tyler, he's on the ice. It's Kuznetsov.
Let's see some magic, baby.
It's Kuznetsov. I believe that's Garnet Hathaway. And here comes Ovechkin. Tries to make a move around the defender. He creates a 2-on-1. He comes in, fed it over to Backstrom, and he just missed the pass. And now here comes the Oilers the other way. They lose the puck for a second. Got to be careful here. But now Darnell Nurse gets it and settles it down for Edmonton. 2:55 to go in overtime. Next goal wins, ladies and gentlemen. We're sudden death overtime. Backstrom waiting around as both teams make a little change. Evander Kane and Zach Hyman come on with Darnell Nurse for Edmonton. Hyman coming down the right side. Hyman with speed, trying to get around a defender. He gets boarded behind the net. Both teams have a player scramble, and now it's intercepted. And here comes Anthony Mantha. Might be a 2-on-1 with Backstrom. Mantha, left side, comes in with a shot, and he rang it off the post. Anthony Mantha had the game on his stick, and he rang it off the pipe. Backstrom keeps it in, though. Backstrom over to Karlsson. Backhand try by Mantha is stopped and covered by Koskinen. And the Edmonton fans were arguing about something. I'm not sure exactly what I missed. But it was while the Capitals were in the offensive zone. Again, Anthony Mantha, he beat Koskinen short side, but rang it off the post. honestly, Tyler, if you're Washington, do you just put Ovechkin on for the rest of this game? Do you just do it?
I would. And I think those fans were arguing because there was a change made by the bench, and I don't think the Washington guy was completely off the ice. So the fans were trying to call for too many men there, but the rest weren't having it. Yeah.
So it's Lars Eller, TJ Oshie, and Dmitry Orlov on the ice right now for Washington. Orlov with the puck right now. If Oshie gets the next one, he wins the game, and he gets a hat trick intercepted by Connor McDavid. McDavid for the win, and he shot it wide. Oh, my goodness. Connor McDavid with a chance to end this one. Capitals trying to get it at center ice. They're having some trouble. Got to be careful here not to lose it. Lars Eller fighting with it, and he dumps it back into his own zone where Orlov will get it behind the net. Orlov now will slowly make his way. Orlov at center ice, still moving. Takes a wrist shot. That one gets blocked to the side. Orlov gets it back, looking to get it over to Oshie. He just squeaks it over to him. TJ Oshie lost the puck, and now a potential 2-on-1. It is a 2-on-1. It's McDavid and Draisaitl. McDavid with a shot, and they score! It's Connor McDavid who wins the game for Edmonton. And despite giving up the lead with 1.8 to go in the third, they end up winning it, and it's their captain and superstar, Connor McDavid, who wins it in overtime, and the Oilers win this one, a thriller, by the final of 4-3.
An absolute thriller, Neil. That was a great game. And
damn it, bro. I was really hoping that Ovechkin had one shift that entire overtime. Peter Laviolette needs to be fired. That was ridiculous. How the hell does he have one shift the entire period? Connor McDavid just went right through the five-hole of Samsonov, and I mean, there was no chance. I'm sorry. Connor McDavid, he's not going to miss that often. He's just not going to.
Yeah, and I think TJ Oshie wants that play back there. Unfortunate little giveaway there, and right onto the stick of McDavid, and then they're gone the other way, and McDavid held. And he, sniped it, low blocker there, and beautiful shot. And it's tough, man. You got McDavid and Draisaitl both on the ice. How do you defend that, right? It's so tough.
Right. Absolutely. James says, poor Mick no Nuggets. Yeah, that is a tough one. James says, Fink. Josh is back in the chat. Shootout for Tyler's debut. Nope. We are not getting a shootout as Connor McDavid wins this one in overtime for the Edmonton Oilers. Who else? John. He said, I knew it. All right, John, we'll give you that. Let's go down. Joel Small. We just lost free coffee for 7 days. OMG, it's so hard to swallow. Tim's is evil. Okay. All right, Greg Jet.
I like it.
Nice podcast, boys. I enjoyed it. Well, thank you so much, Joel. Before you go, make sure to leave a like on the stream as well as subscribe. We'd appreciate the support 100%. So, Tyler, before we go, man.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on what was a crazy, thrilling game here that ended in an overtime winner for Connor McDavid?
Yeah, I mean, thoughts on the game. I predicted a 4-3 overtime win. I just didn't get the right team on this one, Neil. But kind of a bit how we expected. I knew Washington would maybe have some troubles coming out the start of the game. Just playing the night before is always tough to find your legs right off the bat. And most of Edmonton's quality chances really did feel like they came early on in the game in the first. They really peppered the Washington Capitals early. And then Washington was able to just slowly try to climb back into that game. And it took all the way until 1.8 seconds left to tie that game back up and send it to a thrilling overtime. And that was just a super exciting finish to that hockey game. And, I can't ask for a better game for my first stream, Neil.
It was a thrilling one, 100%. I'm sure Ovechkin's going to look back at some of those chances he had earlier in the game and be frustrated. Even in overtime, he had that 2-on-1 with Backstrom, and instead of shooting it, he ended up trying to make a saucer pass over to Backstrom. He missed him. I think he should have tried to take the shot, but he only had one shift, and we were almost 4 minutes into overtime. So it was definitely, maybe he felt some effects of fatigue. McDavid had an opportunity earlier in that overtime, couldn't score. He creates a 2-on-1 with Draisaitl, and just no hesitation, goes through the legs of Samsonov. Your heart goes out to Ilya Samsonov, who played as hard of a game as he possibly could, and he just could not get the support that he needed at the end of the day. So that is a tough one, but hopefully now we did get to see a little bit of history regardless, because Nick Backstrom reached 1,000 career points. So we did get a little bit of history, maybe just not the history that we expected, but it was still a phenomenal game. Great to do it with you, Tyler, as your first live watch along. This is going to be the first of many, and we'll probably get more exciting ones moving forward. As Joelle says, we had a 6-day streak. She almost had it. We picked Ovechkin for the point.
Yeah, so you can do that with the Tim Hortons app, and if you get enough right, in a way, you get some free coffee. So that's tough, Joelle. I mean, you're just gonna have to build that streak right back up again, and it sounds like you're picking pretty good right now. So I don't think you had too bad of an issue doing that. So good luck going forward on that, because nothing beats a nice free coffee from Tim Hortons.
100%. Please join the next streaming. Come on, chat. Absolutely, guys. Andrew says, oh my gosh, you guys rock. Nice job. Thank you so much again, Joelle. Make sure to leave a like on the stream as well as subscribe. Andrew says, TJ is a beast. He was a beast tonight. That's for damn sure. Joelle said, I had picked Evander Kane. Sometimes you just don't get it right, and it happens.
Yeah.
James says 1,000. Wow, definitely impressive. What's going on, JT Miller? Good to see you as always, buddy. Leave a like as well as subscribe if you haven't already. It helps out the channel tremendously. He says, sup, let's go. Carson Wentz is gone. He's a Colts fan, obviously. So we'll see what happens with them moving forward. But on that note, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for us here on this live watch along. This was a lot of fun doing it with my good friend Tyler, who we just got to know each other tonight, and this was a lot of fun. And before we go, Tyler, I think it's only fair to let the folks at home where they can find you on social media and anything about the podcast. So the floor is yours.
Yes. So, I'm running the co-host. I'm a co-host of the podcast, Keeping Up with the Krakens. You can find us on Twitter at Up with Kraken. So that's Up W Krakens. So just find us there. I got streams posted on my profile in there. And you can find the link, and there's a link in the description of this video, and pretty much anywhere you listen to your podcast, we will be available. So we post once a week, and it's all the updates on the Seattle Kraken, and it's a really fun podcast. So if you want, you can check that out and, rate it if you'd like, download the episodes. All the support means so much, guys. So thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight, and thanks for all the support. And Neil, thank you so much for having me, man. It's been a blast.
No problem. And as always, guys, you could follow the Devil State of Mind podcast on Twitter at Devil State, Instagram at Devil State of Mind, like us on Facebook. New episodes every Monday and Thursday covering all things New Jersey Devils. Follow me on my personal Twitter at THENVPSHOW and my personal Instagram at NVPQB11. Follow the Hockey Podcast Network on social media at HockeyPodNet. Make sure to leave a like on the stream as well as subscribe. New live watch-alongs every day here on the Hockey Podcast Network, covering every single team in the National Hockey League. And make sure to sign up for DraftKings and use our promo code THPN. Great stream, guys. Thanks again for your info on Banff, Tyler. Canucks all over the Canadians. That game is currently about 10 minutes in, so that game's going on. Andrew said I did. Thank you, Andrew. But again, guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight, and we will see you in the next live watch along. Everyone, continue to be the awesome people that you are, and as I always say at the end of every single live watch along, rock on.
Rock on.